Hello, everyone. What's going on? How's everybody doing? What's going on, Corey? Lindy, Lady, Luca, Tim, Elizabeth. How's everybody doing today? Ryan, I didn't think I'd see you this early. Ryan, I didn't think I'd see you this early. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Hey, Tracy and CJ, I see y'all over there. And Tony, what's going on? Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm just a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude. What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? I can go down and get some of them greens, some of those crawfish. Best movie ever. No, not the best movie ever. One of the best movies ever. One of the most quotable movies ever. And I don't care what you say, Tom Cruise's best role that he ever had. That's the theme song to the Jeffersons. No, I will argue with anyone all day that Tom Cruise was better. Tom Cruise was better in Tropic Thunder than he was in Top Gun. I'll argue that all day with anyone. Anyone. Don't care. We can fight about it. We can make a whole thing. I don't care. Better than Mission Impossible also. Way better than Mission Impossible. You had an argument with Top Gun. You don't even have an argument with Mission Impossible. Pick up? No, I haven't started taking callers yet. I'm talking about a G4 airplane and lots of money. Shawty had them apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, should have got low. Sorry. I'm getting all antsy in my pantsies over here. I'm not saying that Cruise doesn't have other good movies, okay? It's just that's the best one. All right. Here's how good Tom Cruise was in that movie. I watched the whole movie and didn't realize it was him until the credits. I watched the entire movie and didn't realize that it was him until the credits. And then I was like, oh, wow. That's impressive. That's impressive. Impressivo. Thank you, Tara. Yeah, Tropic Thunder. Yeah, we're talking about Tropic Thunder. Shorty had the apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. You smack that ass. As far as comedy movies go, that's probably one of my like top 3 favorite ones. Yeah, I had no idea, Justin. I had no idea, Justin. I watched the credits and I was like, oh, that's wild. Think of Caribbean too. I saw that also. I appreciate you. Yeah, I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it. All right. If y'all caught it, you're better than me. I didn't catch it. All right. You guys are just better at this than me. Okay? You guys are just better at this than me. All right, y'all. As you guys are coming in, please say something in the chat. Hit that like button. Let's get this thing started. You know what happens? I'm on at a new time. And then the algorithm goes, this isn't normal. I'm confused. And so we have to help the algorithm, okay? Let them know that you guys do like it here, all right? It's going to act extra funny when I'm on a different time, all right? You know, for such sophisticated algorithms, they do get confused by very, very little things. You know what I'm saying? But how we get the algorithm to know is we come in, we like the live, tap the screen. We do all of those fun things. That helps significantly. We gift if we can gift. That's also always helpful. And that's how we let it know. That's how we let it know. I might be here for a while, so, you know. I don't know. Hold on. Ari got me something. I gotta test it out. Oh my goodness. No, stop. Let's try that out. All right. Okie dokie dokie dokie. I joined your fan club for 300 days. Yeah, send those heart me's too. That's always super helpful. Yeah, Ari, I was trying to figure out what to set it at. Everything seems too fast. Just give me a number. Or come up and tell me the number. Either way. Why does that feel wrong? Oh, because it's the wrong side. Oh, that's what it's set to. I already did that. All right. I'm already getting a couple callers, getting a couple people in the guest request box. So we're just gonna go ahead and get this thing started. Hopefully everything works. We spent a lot of time messing with the new mixer. So we'll see how this thing works. Tell her you love her. You guys don't have to tell me to tell my girlfriend I love her. I do that on my own, all right? I do that 100% on my own. Don't need your guys' help. Hello, how are you?
AFC 2028.
That's what you called a dozen times to say? You called a dozen times just to say that? So you only debate stupid people. Are you mean by Trump supporters? Is that what you mean? If that's what you mean, then yeah. I mean, I guess I understand that. But I don't want them to be stupid. I want them to be smarter. That's why I'm here to help. Okay? I want them to be smarter. That's why I'm here to help.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I just saw your chat that says you can own me in a debate.
It's easy.
Yeah. Well, then I don't want to talk to you. Okay?
Oh, and I guess you're a runner.
Yep. The number one way to make sure I don't debate you is to sit in my chat and chirp about how much better you are than me. That is the number one way to 100% guarantee that I will not debate you. Yeah. If you just join the guest request box, I'll bring you up and we can have a conversation. But if you're going to sit there and chirp in the chat about how much better you are than me, then that is the number one guaranteed way to know that I will not debate you. Yeah. You're just too good for me, so I can't. There's no point. Okay? Because I know if you're doing that, then you're literally not mature enough to have a debate with me. It is literally the guarantee. I didn't even know he was talking in there. I just happened to see it as I brought him up. And then I was like, oh, well, then never mind. Yeah, if you try to pull that whole, oh, he won't bring me up because he's too afraid to debate me. Instant gone. Instant gone. Just come up like an adult. Come have a conversation like an adult. Yeah, happy 420 to everyone, too. Also, like Corey said, also kinky talk and or praise will get Polly's attention. That is very true. That is very, very true. Yeah, these guys get confused because they that actually works with children. When they talk to these children on
Yo, are you Bubba Wallace?
with these children on like lives and stuff like that that you know will just take anybody who like they try to antagonize. So I don't really do that, you know. So not
Are
really
you
my
Bubba
thing.
Wallace?
I'm sorry, did I address you?
Did you?
Did I say hello? Then I haven't addressed you. Yeah. So why would you be
Sorry,
asking
man.
me questions when I haven't even addressed you yet? See, this is what I talk about. Just immature people. This is what you call freaking motherless behavior. Okay? This is true motherless behavior. Like normally when you come up and you talk to somebody, you go, hello, how are you? Hope you're having a nice day, all this sort of stuff. And you're just like, you just come up on immediately and it's like, yeah, and just like, dude, like, why don't
I hope
you
you're
just,
having
like,
a great day, man.
like, I am having a great day. I just don't know why your mother didn't like
Well.
train you right.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, what?
Don't quote Jones. Jones did not make that up. Jones stole that. Jones stole a lot of things, okay? Including that. He didn't make that up, I promise you. He stole lots of things. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
26.
Awesome. 1 second. You are very loud in my ears, so I got to turn you down.
Sorry about that.
It's not your fault. I have a new mixer, and I haven't adjusted the sound in yet. Anyways, awesome. How old are
Wait,
you?
is this better? Because I'm not shouting into the mic.
No, it's not on you. I guess it's on me. Everything's all maxed out. I have to adjust as I go. You're my first TikTok guest since I adjusted it. So, anyways, so how old are you?
26.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do, yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
A lot of benefits from the big, beautiful bill have been very helpful to me and my business. And I vote for what helped my business. And I saw the largest tax refund that I've ever seen before, as well as a lot of my friends.
Your business saw a tax refund?
Like, I personally saw a tax refund.
Of how much?
Extra?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I feel like it's a little personal to ask exactly how much
You
someone
brought
got
up.
on a tax
You brought
refund.
it up, sir. I didn't ask
But
you to bring up your personal tax refund. You did.
I saw about a 20%.
Yeah, and how much did that
increase.
equal, sir?
Oh, I got in total back about $2,500.
$2,500. Well, that's very, very interesting, sir. Yeah, because I believe you. I believe that you probably got back about $2,500. You said an increase of, or you just got back $2,500.
Back $2,500.
Okay, I believe you on that. That seems like a very logical.
Did about $1,900 last year.
Okay, cool. So you made about another $600.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, cool. Do you know tariff costs on the average American household were average about $1,000 per person just last year?
No, because that is very dependent, and it has not impacted me as far as. Second, sorry, my notification for a low phone is on, but can you pull up that statistic, because we discussed this before?
Then why are you bringing it up again?
I'm not bringing up the tariffs. You did.
No, I just made up. You brought up the taxes apparently last time. I then brought up the tariffs last time.
Oh, I didn't bring up the taxes last time. You just said the tariffs, and we had a conversation about tariffs.
Yeah. So when you said that's very specific, sir, that's why I said on average. So yes, no, it does not mean that every single person had $1,000, right? Exactly. That would be an insane number to say that every single person paid exactly $1,000, right? What I'm saying is on average across the United States, but it seems very unlikely that tariffs just didn't affect you, right?
Tariffs are not increasing costs for a lot of people to the point that it's like negatively impacting them off of what they're getting back.
Oh, so now you're talking about everybody else, because just a second ago this was only about you, and now this is about everybody else, just to be clear.
Well, sure, yeah, it's about me and my vote. You asked me a very specific question about why I do, and I'm giving you the reason on why I do.
Okay, so I said specifically for you. Okay, you said that tariffs didn't affect you, and I said that's really hard for me to believe that tariffs just didn't affect you.
Sure, I base that off of monthly budgeting, and when I see my spend every single month, my spend has not gone up, and my spend has also not had less purchasing power on any means, meaning it's not like, oh, I'm getting less or I'm making some sort of budget cut or buying less to equate that same amount of money. I am still spending on exactly what I need to, and it's the same.
Okay, well, that's impossible. Okay, unless you just somehow have found like the large... From 4 years ago? From fucking a year ago? I don't even need to go back 4 years ago, sir. Why do you have to go back to COVID in order to freaking make your point? Why can't you go back to when Trump took office?
Oh, sure, I can go just to last year as well, but I'm just talking, I can even tell you over the last 4 years, this has been the best year.
Sir, you're just talking about Donald Trump's tax plan from Donald Trump's tax plan. 4 years ago, we were in Donald Trump's tax plan, and now we're in Donald Trump's tax plan. So you're saying you're saving more money based off of Donald Trump's tax plan to Donald Trump's tax plan. Cool, man. But you asked me to quote it.
No, I said over
right
the course of the last 4 years. I said
right
over the
here
course of the last
on
4
the
years
tax foundation in 2025, the Trump tariffs amounted to an average tax increase of $1,000 per U.S. household. We estimate the new tariffs currently imposed in 2026 will increase taxes per U.S. What?
Not that it has.
Oh my God, dude! If you'd spend more time listening and less time trying to respond, okay?
No, I'm just telling you, dude. I've read
oh,
this before, and we had this conversation.
No,
you yielded
we
the
haven't.
Point of,
So how
it
about
has
you?
not. They have not come to a dollar amount that it has, on average, costed the American person. It is a prediction. It is a thought. It's a theory that it will.
Okay, so let me repeat the sentence that I just read to you, okay, so that you can try to understand this time, okay? In 2025, the Trump tariffs amounted to an average tax increase of $1,000 per US household. Okay? That's not a prediction. That's what happened in 2025. We are well into 2026. Okay? Well into 2026. Okay? Then it says we estimate the new tariffs currently imposed in 2026 will increase average taxes per U.S. household by $600. So it already increased $1,000. That's in past tense, okay? And then they're expecting an additional $600 this year. That one is a projected. But you see how you already said that, oh yeah, I got like an extra $700 in tax refund, right? Over the course of 2026, well, the average household in the United States paid an extra $1,000. And I imagine that the average household in the United States probably got about $600 to $700 extra, but they end up paying more, which actually means in the long run, they actually paid more in taxes than they did previously.
Not when President Trump is slowing the rate of inflation and the cost of goods have not been drastically going up that we saw as we have over the last 4 years under Biden. No, you can say that you are saving money this year comparative to the 4 years of the Biden administration.
No, you cannot. What is the current inflation rate?
Oh, I have to look right now. Hold on. What, do you have it up?
No, I wasn't looking at that.
No. Well, then hold on. I'm saving one tab here because I want to continue on to the tariff conversation. Uh, 3.3.
Okay, and what does that mean?
What do you mean? It's the current rate of inflation.
Cool.
For 2026
the
as of
current
April 20,
rate,
yeah.
Not of 2026. I'm asking you what a 3.3% inflation rate means.
It means the cost of goods are up 3.3%.
From when?
From March of 2026.
From when? They're up 3.3% in March. From when?
From the last 12 months ending in
Correct.
March.
So therefore, consumer goods on average are 3.3% higher than they were in March of 2025. Okay, over 12 months. So how are you going to tell me that inflation hasn't increased while also saying that the inflation rate shows that it's increased?
Because I never said that inflation has not gone up. I said the rate of which inflation was going up has gone down.
But it still went up, and actually it was lower than that. Actually,
what
that
I'm
was
trying
lower.
to
It was
say
actually
is-
hold on, sir. It was actually high.
No,
I
it's
believe
exactly
lower
what
than
I said. Paulie, you
What
did.
was the rate of
you
inflation
accused me
when
of not
he-
listening.
What was the
You
rate
did
of
not
inflation?
listen.
What was the rate of inflation?
No. You caught. Now you're just trying. Hold
I
on.
don't even know what you're
Paulie.
talking about, sir. I can't be caught.
I think I was
What
very
was
clear.
You were not.
No, hold on. I'll explain it to you so you understand.
Well, then hold on. Let
Hold
me
on.
get to my point, and then you can try to explain it. If you could have explained it right the first time, then we wouldn't be in this
I
situation.
did. You didn't listen. Paulie, I said at the rate of which inflation continued to go up.
My
Meaning if we
entire
had Biden-
argument is that Donald
Paulie,
Trump's
if we
tariffs
had
have
Biden for the
increased.
additional 4 years-
Donald Trump's tariffs
Oh my God.
caused a
Paulie,
rate.
You know
All right,
exactly.
sir. If you're gonna cut me off, then we're not gonna have this conversation.
I'm not going to cut you off. Go ahead.
All right, cool.
You don't have to run.
You
Paulie.
said that the
You don't
rate
have to
of
be scared.
inflation is lower, which it's not, by the way. But regardless,
I
you
never said that.
You literally just said it again.
At
You've said it
the
twice
rate
now.
of which inflation was increasing, not the
Yes.
inflation rate.
The inflation rate is literally the rate in which inflation is increasing. That is what an inflation rate is.
No, it's two different things.
No, it is
Yes, it
fucking
is.
not. It is literally the inflation rate is the
No.
rate in which costs are inflating. That is what the inflation rate is. That's what the meaning of it is.
You know why?
You are literally
Polly,
trying
if
to
the
say
inflation rate went
you
down.
are literally trying to say,
Polly,
oh no,
if there-
what you're trying to
if
say
the
is,
inflation-
oh no, it's not the rate of inflation, it's the inflation rate. Okay, it's not the inflation rate, guys. It's
You
the
just
rate
said it
of
backwards.
inflation.
Polly,
I didn't say anything like
just
that.
said it
Sir,
backwards.
unmute again while I'm freaking talking, and I'm dropping you. I am gonna get my sentence out, and I'm getting really tired of hearing you hearing your voice over it. The literal inflation rate is the rate in which costs increase or decrease. It is the rate in which things inflate or deflate. Okay, you can't say it backwards. Okay, and then it changes the meaning. So literally, as I am arguing your point, you are cutting me off to say exactly what I am saying. Okay, that is what you are doing.
No, I'm not. Can I
Yes,
tell you
you are.
why? No,
Not
can I
really.
tell you why?
I really don't care because I've heard you say it 3 times already.
Because you know it's wrong, Polly. The rate at which inflation has increased, the speed, I'm talking about the speed of the hikes, has gone down since the peak under the Biden administration. Meaning, hold on, meaning, if we continue on the trajectory that we had with Biden for an additional 8 years, it would be higher.
Oh, so you have a crystal ball. Gotcha. Sorry. I didn't know you were making
It's
I
a
didn't
chart,
know
Polly.
I
If you
didn't
look at it
know
like
you
a
were
chart.
making I didn't know you were making
Don't take
I've seen
don't take
I
the
have
Wall
a
Street
crystal
Journal.
ball.
You don't have to listen to me.
Take the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal said that Trump inherited a freaking booming economy, the envy of the entire world.
But also here you can
No.
see
If
the
we're gonna
chart.
listen to the Wall Street Journal, then why did the Wall Street Journal
what I'm
say?
saying,
Then
Polly,
why
is my
did the
source.
Wall
I'm
Street
giving you
Journal
my
say
source.
that Donald
Polly,
Trump?
you don't need to deflect.
Then Donald
Don't
Trump,
deflect.
sir. Why did the Wall Street Journal say that Donald Trump inherited an economy that's the envy of the world? If we're just listening to the Wall Street Journal.
No, I'm not listening to the Wall Street Journal objectively. What I'm telling you is my source
just
on what
only
we're
the points
talking
that
about.
you want to hear.
Polly,
Just
I'm
the
telling
points
you,
that you
I'm not
wanna
just
hear.
saying this. You got to listen.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying I'm just saying this. I am telling you at the speed of which prices were hiking, because you don't like to use the word inflation rate, even though you are completely incorrect with that, because if inflation goes down, you still have an inflation rate. You cannot, that's what it's called, Polly. It's called an inflation rate.
You'd have a negative inflation rate.
Yes, but you would still have
go
what's
into
called an
deflation.
inflation rate. You would
Correct.
still have what's called an inflation rate.
Because it's the rate in things inflate, whether that's up or down.
Correct. But you weren't saying it that way. You literally said,
Sir, what was the inflation rate?
That's
Sir,
what an
let's
inflation
just stop
rate
right here.
is called.
Let's
It's
just
called
stop right
going
here.
up.
Let's just stop right here. What was the inflation rate when Donald Trump took office?
Oh, when Trump took, like, in January? I got to go look.
Yeah. I can just tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, it was 3%.
Okay.
Okay, so was it higher then or higher now?
Oh, it's higher now. But
Okay,
let me
cool.
ask you this.
So what you're saying is no. I was not done with my point. Not time.
Okay, go
to
ahead.
start
Go
asking
do your
questions.
point. Do your point.
So let me get this straight. You're telling me that if we had fucked up and elected freaking Kamala Harris, because Joe Biden wasn't even running for office. I don't know how you guys have somehow forgotten that. It must be both short and long-term memory loss, which is pretty impressive, okay? Because you're saying if we re-elected Biden to a spot that he wasn't running for and could not have been elected for, then we would have seen this freaking huge hike in inflation. That to be clear, okay? But second of all right, what you're saying is inflation would have gone up, but yet inflation is going up because of Donald Trump, yet he's supposed to be the fix of it. Just to be clear.
No. Do you know what the inflation rate was? In 2022.
You mean at the height of the freaking economic impact? Oh, now you're echoing.
You mean at the height of the freaking
All right,
economic?
well, now I have to drop you because there's a giant echo. I'm not listening to that. Guys, I am so obliviously sick and tired of hearing you guys blame COVID on Joe Biden. It is literally sad. Okay. And it's sad that I have to continue to have these conversations. Truthfully, it's sad. Okay. I'll bring your dumbass back up just to make this point, but it's sad. Oh, he's not coming back. He ran. I was gonna bring him back up after his little fit. It is crazy how literally we lost 7 million jobs because of COVID, right? 7 million jobs because of COVID. Millions of people died because of COVID, right? Because of Donald Trump's policies, right? And MAGA has no problem, zero problem, not giving Donald Trump any credit for any of that. But when the world's inflation rate jumps to nearly 10% because of the effects of COVID, it's somehow Joe Biden's fault. It's so disingenuous, it's disgusting. Okay? It's literally so disingenuous, it's disgusting. Just thought I'd let you know. It's sad. All right. I was going to bring that guy back up. He was echoing, but he don't want to come back up. So that's fine. Anyways, y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to keep this thing going. If you guys like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Memberships, all that fun stuff. Leonard, thank you so much for the jewels. And thank you guys all for all the hat and mustaches. I really, really appreciate that. Shay, thank you so much for clearing that off the gift gallery. I really, really appreciate that. That is very sweet. Big W's in the chat for Shay. Also, we got Muzz King with the roses and the donuts. That's very awesome. I really, really appreciate you guys. We got lots of work to do on this one today. So I really, really appreciate that. I can't believe he didn't come back. I literally just dropped him because he was echoing. I can't believe he didn't come back. That's actually kind of funny. Hello, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
18.
Awesome. What year were you born?
2007.
What month?
June.
All right. Sounds good. Anyways, what year did you graduate high school?
I don't know. Or I'm still in high school.
I don't know. Echo? There's an echo on the phone callers now? Holy shit, dude. How's there an echo on the phone callers? Jesus Christ. I cannot win for losing with this damn freaking... with this damn mixer. I finally got the echo fixed on TikTok, guests. I finally got the echo fixed on TikTok, guests.
Hello? Oh, hello? 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 Yo.
Oh, okay.
Hello? Yo.
Better? Better? Was that better? Okay, cool. That's all I was trying to do. I just need somebody to talk. I just need somebody to talk, so let's see if it was better or not. Anyways, y'all, if you guys still support Trump, you guys can call in or join the guest request box. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. We're going to see if we can keep this thing going. Again, we are on a lot earlier than normal, but I want to make this the new normal. So hopefully we get to a spot where we can keep doing that. So y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see if we can keep this thing going. I don't know what's going on. That TikTok mix just TikTok studio is just so bad. It like literally is. It's so bad. Vicky, thank you so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And Tad, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said Trump losing jobs in 2020. Nah, that was COVID. Yeah, Biden's inflation in 2022 isn't COVID though. Brainworms. It's nuts, dude. They have to hate Biden. Like it's crazy. Like they've been taught and just conditioned that they must hate Biden. Right? Like they just must hate Biden. Like Donald Trump has spent so much time blaming Joe Biden for all of his fuck ups. Right? just consistently blaming Biden for all of his fuck ups, that now these guys have no ability to even like think about anything that's not fucking Joe Biden related. It's crazy. Like Donald Trump literally at his fucking Easter party was telling a bunch of children about the auto pin. Like, you want to talk about living rent free, like in somebody's head. Like I literally like what like Biden came up on I forgot what he was speaking at. He was speaking at, thank you so much, Ted. He was speaking at something. I can't remember what it was, but he was speaking at something. And like literally I saw him on the screen and I was like, I actually forgot that he was alive. Like, and that's not even a joke. Like, I literally was like, I saw him on the screen. I was like, oh yeah, you still exist. Completely forgot. But yet Donald Trump is telling a bunch of infants about the auto pen. Like, that's absolutely fucking nuts, dude. Absolutely crazy. That's not nice. It's not nice to forget somebody's existence. You ever forgotten somebody's existence before? Bro, every single time they come up and tell me about all the living presidents, like literally probably like a quarter of them, like I'm like, oh, you're still, I no clue, dude. No clue. Like not even a joke. What was that one that what was it, Carter? Is it Carter? That died like kind of recently? Maybe it wasn't Carter. It was somebody. Yeah, it was Carter, right? And they were like, Jimmy Carter died. And I was like, Jimmy Carter's still alive? That was my first thought process. My first thought. Just straight up. Like, no, nothing else. I was like, dude, you can be a great president, but once you stop being politically relevant, Cheney, no, I kind of figured Cheney was still alive. Cheney, people like Cheney live forever. Okay? Man, bear, pig, he lives forever. That's not a question. All right. Yeah, I know, but like when he died, like when Cheney died, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like he was still alive. I don't know. That one just checked. That just checked for me. Like that one I didn't really question. Yeah, Carter was 100. It's crazy, dude. That's so many years. That's like all the years. That's like all the years. It's so many years. Please don't let me live that long. Good God. Yes, I know Cheney died. Guys, I'm saying that Cheney died because somebody brought up that Cheney died. I'm bringing it up because of that. Yeah, I'm just like, don't let me live that long. That is just way too many years. My grandma lived to, one of my grandmas lived to like 99 or something like that. Something like that. I'm gonna sign a DNR at like freaking 70, bro. Like I'm straight up, dude. I'm gonna sign a DNR like 70. Anyways, y'all, if you still support Trump, call in on the number that's above my head, or join the guest request box and we can keep us going with conversation. The last guy we had in here ran off scared when we were in the middle of having a conversation. So hopefully we get some Trump supporters that actually have some, have more guts than that guy, because that was pretty sad. 70 is still young. No, I'm not saying I want to die at 70. I'm just saying don't bring me back if I'm leaving at 70. That's different. Hello, how are you? All right, goodbye. All the Trump supporters are running scared today. It's okay. That's the third one in a row who's hung up as soon as we start talking. Yeah, I'm not saying I want to die at 70. I'm just saying if I'm like leaving, you know, like don't fight it too hard, you know? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Why is that?
I think he's doing good for our country.
And what's he doing good for our country?
With the whole thing with the immigrants.
The whole thing with the immigrants. Can you be a little bit more specific?
Yes, because you know, I feel we should be a free country, and you know, immigrants should be able to come in, but if they do it illegally, then they should be rightfully kicked out.
I think we're like something like 26th or something on the Freedom Index in the United States. In the world.
But okay.
So how does incarcerating people make us more of a free country?
Because if you cut because we have a way that they could freely come in. So why?
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
Sorry, what?
How old are you?
I am 15.
Yeah, you thought way too long about that. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you? All right. We are going to keep this thing going. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I thought if I came on earlier, like they'd be less children. Shouldn't they be doing homework or something? I feel like they should be doing homework or something. I don't know. Yeah, they're out with a bang over here. Oh my god, it won't let me open. All right. It won't let me open over there. Yo, let's get this thing up to 100,000 likes. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? You all right there? Enjoying 420 a little bit too much, huh? I think that person's enjoying 420 just a little bit too much. I think. Hello, how are you? Hello? Maybe that's why things are so weird today. Maybe that's why things are so strange. People are just like,
Oh, hello.
hello? Hello, how are you?
Hi, this is Harry Bigcock. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
I know. Can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah. Am I on the air?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why is
I thought
MAGA
you were
so
talking to me.
obsessed with male genitalia?
Oh, I don't know. This probably has something to do with the fact of the kids and all that.
No, I'm serious. Why do you guys just all like literally I talk to Trump supporters all the time and all you guys talk about is dicks. I'm just curious why.
I don't know. I mean, shit. Maybe I'm just different.
Is it because you're so closeted and you just like can't get them off the brain because you've been taught your whole life that you're not allowed to be gay and now like you just you express that through just talking about wieners all the time?
Well, now, if you're talking about like in a serious faction, like when they're always bringing it up for like
So I mean, you
argument,
just
or
did.
if
You
it's just
literally
like,
the first thing on my live that you just said was
well,
like talking about.
that was a joke. Oh, that was a
Yeah, I know,
joke,
but it's
man.
still
Like, come
on your
sorry,
mind.
Big
Like you
Tom,
could have
come
made
on.
jokes about 1,000 different things, but you chose to make a joke, sir. But you chose to make a joke just about penises, and I'm just curious why it is so on your mind. Like I make jokes all the time, like literally, like I do it all the time in this live. None of them have to do with penises. It just makes me curious why you guys just always have it on the brain.
It's just funny. That's it. You know, it's called fucking with people. That's what it is. You know,
But that's
like
not
back
really
in the day when
fucking
you were
with
in high
anybody.
school-
You didn't really
when you-
fuck
when
with
you were-
me, and
when
you
you were
didn't
in-
actually
when you
say
were in-
anything
when
that
you
was
were in high
funny.
school- When you were
Yeah.
when you were in high school, you didn't hear people.
Yeah,
saying,
how
"Oh,
old are
you're
you,
gay
sir?
For doing something stupid."
How old are you?
Oh, I'm 57.
You're 57.
Yep.
And you still have the same
got-
humor as
yeah.
when you were 15.
Well, I mean, you got to live for something. Have a little bit of that youth, you know.
Yeah, there's tons of
Can't be
youthful
an
things
old
you can
man all
do,
the time. Can't be
but
an
you
old
could
man,
have
all
grown up
fuddy-duddy all
and
the
been a
time.
grown man and just been like, I'm gonna stop just talking about wieners, but you just chose to keep that.
Hey, who's all mad because I'm talking about weed?
Oh, I'm not mad at all. I'm literally just inquiring.
Oh, okay. You gotta have like a little bit of a problem with that. You know, like why are you talking about weeders so much?
I don't have a problem
Are
with
you
it. I just think
closeted
it's fucking
gay?
weird,
Are you a
dude.
closeted gay, sir?
Oh no, I know you're a
No,
closeted gay. I didn't really have to ask that. I'm just like it's just strange, like because it's just weird. Because whenever like I talk to like my like liberal friends, like penis never comes up, not one time, right? But whenever I'm around conservatives, it's
I
just
guess
it
because they're
happens
already- I
happens
guess
so
because they're
quick.
constantly dabbling in it, they never really have to, right? So it's never an issue because they never comes up because they're always dabbling in it anyways, right?
Dabbling in it.
Yeah. No.
You're very
Like
strange, sir.
you think it,
Anyways, thank you guys so much for the hat and mustache. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 42.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, I don't support him at all. I just calling because I listened to the other caller earlier talking about penises. So I just calling. So first of all, I'm Chris. I'm an immigrant, so from Liberia, West Africa, and I've seen what tariffs like Trump do to society, and I never understood how people as educated as some of these Trumpers are will support something like Trump. And I really struggle with that. And within my community of Africans, like some of them support him. And I never understood like he's not good for immigration, he's not good for the economy, he's not good for the military, he's not good for anything but himself and his family and the embezzlement. And they still support him. I never got it. And I mean, now I'm happy that people are saying the real person he is, which I know for a long time. Growing up in New York and Central Park 5 and stuff like that. So I knew that for a long time, and I'm glad now with everything going on, they're catching on. And it's a little too late. The damage is done. This is his last term, but it's just sad, especially for an African like myself and people who come from other countries that supported him and continue to support him. And that's what I wanted to just share with you. We know them in the society, we know in the community, and hopefully things will change. But it's a really sad time because I never really thought Americans would be like this low. I never.
Yeah.
Well,
we didn't used to, we didn't used to be, man. We definitely didn't used to be, man. But a lot of people are having a hard time really hearing you. It's not like you're just like not coming in very clearly. And so
okay,
I bumped your volume a little bit, but a lot of people are having a really hard time. But where'd you immigrate from?
Yeah. I'm from Liberia.
Oh, okay.
Africa.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I came as a kid. Yeah. And I'm eating in my accent. I still have it. But the thing is, growing up in a society, growing up in a country where we had war for like 14 years of wanton destruction and death, we've seen what tyrants do to society. That was my point. And coming up, to this country and learning this country and seeing how much people are educated and people are advanced as far as technology and everything else, to see people supporting him, it really mind-boggling for me and for other people who kind of grew up the way I grew up. And we struggle with it because we really look up to this country. I mean, we know racism exists, but we still feel like people were decent enough with Obama and everything else to see that the growth of the country and the improvement of things in society was more important than partisan and and all that other racist stuff sometimes. So to see this guy take over and the destruction, the corruption, everything that's going on, people still support him, it's really sad. And with our community, like the Liberian community, other African communities, and other immigrant communities, you see people who support him because they think religiously he's a man. I'm like, he's never been to church before. He's never been a religious guy. How do you see it? So I don't know what's going on. It's really
insane.
To some extent, it's a racist. For me, it's a spiritual thing because something going on spiritually because people have common sense and people are educated, and to not see, what's going on.
Yeah, brother. No, I completely understand, man. Yeah, and things have changed. Things definitely didn't used to be like this. But I am going to move on so I can get to some people that support Trump. But I hope you have a good one. Okay.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, good caller. We're getting ready to go back over we were going back over the same things over and over. So we're just trying to keep away from that. So, yeah, definitely. Anyways, if you still support Trump, you can call on the number that's above my head or join the guest request box. And we can try to keep this thing going. Ash, thank you so much for the GOAT trophy. I really, really appreciate that. And it still is like my favorite little gift. It's so cool to see that. Ash, also thank you for the 6-7. I really appreciate that. Janelle, thank you so much for the star. Luis, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said hello to the best community. Sorry I've been gone so long. Too much work. Love you all, Paul and Arik. Keep up the good work. Puerto Rico in the house. W's the chat for first of all, everybody that gifted the hand hearts over there. There were so many of y'all. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. I know Shay had a bunch of those. Shay, thank you so much for clearing out those hand hearts. I really appreciate that. And for Luis with the $10 super chat, I really appreciate that also. Oh my goodness. We are going to try to keep this thing going. Like I said, the algorithm's going to be a little weird today because I'm coming on at a new time until I train it and teach it to do what I want it to do. So you guys can support that by hitting that like button, hitting that follow button. All the fun stuff, doing all the great stuff to help support the live. So I really appreciate you guys on that. Yes, Trump did meet with the president of Puerto Rico. They had a nice long conversation. All right. Nice long conversation. They got along great, in case you were wondering. They got along just great. Super awesome. All right. He constantly has conversations with the president of Puerto Rico, with former presidents that, former president, one former and current president. He talks to himself. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure I know I have a little brother who's schizophrenic. So maybe Donald Trump has some of that. I'm not really sure. Someone said governor of Puerto Rico? No. I know who the governor of Puerto Rico is. Donald Trump said he had a conversation with the president of Puerto Rico. Okay, that's what he said, not me. I didn't have that conversation. All right. He's the one who said that. He's the one who said that. Which again, not super surprising that he's talking to himself. Not super surprising. Hello, how are you?
How's it going, man?
It's going great. How old are you?
39.
How old is that?
39.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
A lot of reasons. I like his policies. I like the things that he does. I like what he stands for.
You care to get any more specific with any of the things you just said?
I don't think you should call him schizophrenic. I don't think you're being kind.
I don't think he has schizophrenia. That was just a joke. I think he has frontal lobe dementia.
Yeah, that's not nice either,
I didn't say anything
there are
about being
people who
nice,
have these
sir.
conditions, and you're using it as an insult. So, it's not cool.
Well, do you have a better condition for people that talk to themselves?
I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't try to diagnose somebody like that. But that's besides the
I didn't
point,
say he had the diagnosis. I'm saying schizophrenic people talk to themselves, and so does Donald Trump, apparently. Sir, who's the president of Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico doesn't have a president.
Well, they do.
Well, I'm sure they have a president somewhere, but
Yeah, they do have
they
a
have a
president.
governor?
They have a governor and they have a president. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the okay? That's
So who's
nice
the
to know.
president of Puerto Rico?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Juan Valdez. I don't know. Tell me.
Okay. So, like, I'll give you an example. So, I live in a U.S. state. Okay. I live in Florida. So, my governor is Ron DeSantis.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah, me
Awesome.
too.
So, our governor is Ron DeSantis. Who's our president?
Donald Trump.
Awesome. Great. So, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So, they have a governor. And then who is their president?
I don't know. I'm sure your listeners don't know either.
Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So therefore, their
they have a governor.
president is...
Well, it would be Donald Trump.
There we go. Donald
But
Trump is the president of the United States. So therefore, if Donald Trump is saying that he's talking to the president of Puerto Rico, he's the president of Puerto Rico. That's the whole point I'm making.
I didn't hear the first part that you said that he was talking to the president. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, Donald Trump came out and said that he was talking to the president of Puerto Rico, okay, who is him, okay? Just like he also said about his...
like the head
Hold on, sir.
honcho?
Just like he said that he was talking to a past president about the invasion of Iran, right? And then he said he was talking about to a living president about the invasion of Iran, and the living president was telling him, oh, he should totally do it. He would have done it if he was still president. And every single other living president besides him said that they did not talk to him at all. And so the only other person he could have been talking to is himself. So I'm just making a joke about the fact that that's twice that Donald Trump said he was talking to himself. Okay? But go ahead. What were you saying?
And it was a joke. So it was a joke, just to be clear. You know, he's not...
Oh, no, he really did do that. I don't know if he's a schizophrenic or not. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't diagnose people.
But you know, when he said president, you know, he probably meant governor and misspoke, right? Like if you're trying to look at this,
well, I don't think he
even
misspoke.
objectively.
I don't think he misspoke. I think he has a frontal lobe dementia, right? I don't think he misspoke. It's just like just recently when Donald Trump said, oh, I didn't think I was Jesus, right? I thought I was a doctor. And then literally the next day or later that day, Caroline Leavitt comes out with her announcement where she says the photo was doctored. All right. And so it makes me believe, right, that Donald Trump was told to say that the photo was doctored and didn't understand that and then said he's a doctor. Not very different from when he was going into Iran, right, and said it was an excursion, right? When I'm 99.9999% that he was told to say that it was an incursion and he doesn't know the difference, right? So either he's losing it mentally or he's not smart enough to comprehend what is going on, all right? But either way, it doesn't fit very well for being president.
He called it an excursion?
Oh, yeah, and continue. He still does. Yeah, he literally went on television.
It could be a war and an excursion. I mean, going out on an excursion.
What are we going to the fucking Bahamas, bro? We going to Atlantis? The fuck you mean excursion, bro?
It can be used. I mean, if you're excited about going kicking some ass, for someone that's an excursion. Some of these guys, they love this shit. You know, it's just a matter of perception.
Okay. Do you know what the definition of incursion is?
Incursion? No, go ahead.
Okay, let's actually start with one better. Let's do one better, okay? Do you know what the definition of an excursion is?
To like go out and to venture forth and to do something.
I'll give it to you. I typed it in because I want to make sure we had the real dictionary definition. All right, so I typed it in.
Gotcha. I'm not going to... It's okay to do that.
An excursion.
Nothing wrong with
an
looking up a word.
excursion is a short, usually organized trip or outing made for pleasure, leisure, or education, often part of a larger travel experience like a cruise or vacation. Okay. Incursion. Okay. Definition. All right. Is a sudden, often temporary, hostile invasion or raid into a territory or a sudden unwanted intrusion into a domain. So,
I gotcha.
Does the invasion into Iran would a better definition for Donald Trump to be using something that is a sudden, often temporary hostile invasion, right? Or a travel experience for pleasure or leisure, often with a vacation or cruise.
Big difference. Yeah, right. It would probably be the other one. So
right, incursion.
So he said in, and he should have said end.
No,
and that's
he
why we're
said
talking about
excursion the whole time. But that's
Right.
the thing. What I'm
So he
telling
said
you is
X,
what happened was here's
and he
what
should have
happened.
said in.
Look, I can't say that I know 100% this happened because I wasn't in the room. Okay? I wasn't in the room.
Well, not
But-
knowing the definition of a word.
Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir.
You do this all day. I could chop you up with your clips and put them together if you miss.
No, but this wasn't a chopped up clip thing, sir. I'm just asking. First of all, he said it.
When you film a guy
times.
the whole day,
sir, he didn't say it once. He said it like 3 dozen times. He's never said the word incursion. He has said the word excursion
so he doesn't know the definition of
sir,
one
listen
word.
To me.
What does that prove?
Listen to me. Okay. Donald Trump invades Iran, right, without congressional approval. Okay?
Right.
There are certain laws that allow him to do that. Okay? Under certain circumstances, right? Under certain imminent threats, all that sort of stuff. Now, this one doesn't qualify, right? But there are certain circumstances,
in your opinion,
according to the law. But regardless, okay, it doesn't matter. That's not the point.
Your opinion.
That's not the
that
point.
Is your opinion.
That's not the
don't
point.
Don't be
stop,
cuckoo. That's your
stop
opinion.
trying to turn the conversation. That's not the point.
But no, I'm not turning the conversation.
You are. Stop, sir. I'm in the middle of my point, and you're stopping my point. Fine, make it my opinion. I don't care. It's not the point. Listen. Okay, I'm going to say the rest of what.
I'm real conversation with you.
All right, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to finish my sentence. Okay, you're going to be quiet while I do it. Okay.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you. So Donald Trump invades Iran without congressional approval, which he, under certain circumstances, he's allowed to do. Okay, but he can't just go to war, right? So his lawyers tell him, "Look, you can't say it's a war; it's an incursion." Okay, Donald Trump, the person with the nuclear codes, doesn't know what an incursion is. Okay, so because he's a fucking glorified travel agent, right? He just starts saying excursion. What I'm saying is that's a bad thing. Okay, that's bad that the president doesn't know the difference between an incursion and an excursion. And let me be very clear, okay, that when you say, "Oh, it's my opinion," well, I would also like to say, sir, that it's Donald Trump's opinion, because Donald Trump also said on television that I have to say this war is an excursion, okay? Because I can't say it's actually a war, because then I would be in trouble. Even though it actually is a war, right? I would need congressional approval for that. So I can't say that it's a war, even though it's a war. Okay, I have to say it's an excursion. So when I say he doesn't have the authorization to do that, Donald Trump also said he doesn't have the authorization to do it.
Right. It's a gray area. It's a definite gray area that you've seen presidents, as soon as that's happened, I don't know, was it the Patriot Act that did it? I'm not sure
Should
exactly
also be
what
overturned.
made the executive. Yeah. But, yeah, I think that's where that came from.
I think you're talking about the War Powers Act, but
with the executive actions, the ability to do things like covert strikes and like limited tactical. I mean, to be fair, this isn't. I mean,
not the war part.
This isn't an all-out war. We're just kicking their ass, like in pieces, and in a way that the law really hasn't caught up to yet. They're able to navigate it, and half the country agrees with what they're doing. So it's, I think for you, it's just a matter of holding your breath until either the midterms or the next presidential election. We'll see who's. I'm curious actually how that Democrat field's going to pan out and who's.
Yeah,
probably Gavin Newsom.
This has the worst approval ratings in American history for entering a war. So no, not half the country agrees that this should happen. Yeah, not even closer. This has less approval than. Hold on.
In the macro.
This has less approval than Iraq, Afghanistan, the first Gulf War, Vietnam, World War II, World War I. None of it. There was more consensus on the Civil War happening, okay, than going into this war. All right. So not even on a macro, okay? There's not 50%. There's not freaking 35% of freaking Americans that even agree with this war. And even the people that agree with this war kind of agree with like the idea of it, okay? But still don't agree that we should be doing it. So
I think
no.
a lot of these are bad options. Like a lot of these are, he only has bad options because it's a shit show over there. So, you know, it's something that he sees long-term benefit in getting rid of the regime that's leading it.
He's not
And I
getting
think
rid
a
of the
lot of people
regime.
in
He's
Iran
negotiating
agree.
with the regime.
Well, I think that remains to be seen. I think he is negotiating, and I think that's fair. If I was in a fight with someone and they knew that they could kill me, I would want them to give me a chance to save my life. And to me, that shows mercy.
Hold on, sir. You just said that he was getting rid of the regime. Then I said he's negotiating with the regime, and you said he should be. So which one is it, sir? Is he getting rid of the regime or negotiating with the regime? Because you can't have both.
It depends. Like, I don't think we know right now, and I definitely don't know.
I do.
But I think it depends on what the Iranians want.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. He's negotiating with the Iranians, okay? So therefore, he's negotiating with the regime. So therefore, he's not getting rid of the regime. That's that simple. You can't negotiate with someone if they don't exist.
Well, that's actually on the table. They don't exist. That's the whole.
No, it's not. we actually have like all the pointed plans from what they went into negotiations with, and none of that was on the table.
No, I mean it's a overall fact that we can completely dismantle them and destroy their country and completely leave them 100 years behind. We could completely obliterate them, and we're choosing not to do that.
That's not the point,
because we're giving them a chance to do the right thing.
Sir, you said that it was important for them to go and change the regime. That's what you said. Okay.
I didn't say it was important to.
Cannot say they are taking out the regime and also say they're leaving the regime. You can't say both of those things in the same sentence and just pretend like that's okay, like that's a thing.
But that's what a negotiation is. That's why it's a negotiation.
No,
that's
it's
why he's
not,
a genius.
sir. No, it's not, sir. Sir. If Donald Trump says I'm going to blow up this bridge, okay. If Donald Trump says I'm going to blow up this bridge,
you don't do
and then he says I'm going to absolutely destroy this bridge, right? Because this bridge can't exist, okay? Then at the end of the day, he either destroyed the bridge or he didn't destroy the bridge. If part of your negotiation means that the bridge doesn't get destroyed, then guess what? You're not destroying the bridge, and that's totally okay. But you didn't destroy the bridge. You cannot negotiate to leave the bridge open and then say that what he's doing is destroying the bridge. That's not the way it works. It's the same way with regimes. It's the same way with regimes, sir. Sir, you just said the goal was to take out the regime.
If they can't play ball, then that's where the goal changes from peace to that. I think Trump wants peace. He starts with peace, and that's why he's negotiating in the first place.
Yes, starting with peace by bombing people. Just the best way to start with peace, in my opinion.
Just giving them a taste. Just giving them a taste.
Yeah. So whenever I want peace, it's like whenever I want to, not fight with my girlfriend because, everything's fine between us and we're having a great time. The first thing that I do when I want to just have a great evening with my girlfriend is I start screaming at her and throwing things and destroying the stuff in my kitchen because I want to be peaceful, because I want everything to go really, really well, and everybody to be happy. And I just want calm. So I start off that calm by screaming and yelling and getting the cops called.
Well, there has been an escalation. The
escalation wasn't bombing Iran. That was the escalation. He was the escalation. The escalation was the bombing. See, when boom, 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 boom. The horrors, people dying, literally children dying. That was the escalation. Okay, the Tomahawk missiles hitting little girls' school, murdering children. That's the escalation. Okay,
it's all a part of a long timeline of threats in the region.
What part of the timeline is killing children?
Attack. Well, so we're looking at them in their terroristic actions as a state.
The
They're sponsoring of
children's?
terrorism across. No. We're talking about Iran, and they sponsor terrorism, and they've been a problem in the world for many, many years. And it's something that Trump sees based on the intelligence that he has as being a problem. So he's acting upon it, and he's not using the full force of the military. He's given them a taste, and he's given them a chance to do the right thing. And if they don't, we're going to smoke them. And
No,
I think this is fun to watch.
No, we're fucking not. Okay? Because Donald Trump has no stomach for that. Okay? Donald Trump didn't actually use our intelligence. Actually, that's why the director
Well,
of
I thought he
anti-terrorism
was a
center.
fascist.
That's why the director of the anti-terrorism center quit. Because he said everything that Donald Trump is saying, even though this guy literally in the letter was like, I'm a huge Trump supporter, voted for him, love the guy, I was all about his new wars. All of our intelligence shows that Donald Trump only did this because Netanyahu told him to. And that's it. Nothing else. No intelligence, no, he has some inside knowledge. No, all the guys with the inside knowledge, Tulsi Gabbard, Joe Kent, all those people with all the inside knowledge, all very obliviously say it was just because Netanyahu told us to. That's it.
So what is every good relationship built on?
Apparently, according to you, bombs.
No, trust. And if you have a good relationship with someone and they say, hey, we have intelligence, I take your word for it. Okay, cool. But it's like a shame, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They're playing ball. They have him marching to his tune.
So
and
if we have a
the
whole bunch of
information that
friends,
Netanyahu gives Trump is defective, then that's going to sour the relationship between the two of them.
No, well,
so if they're moving quickly in
if
exchanging
all-
information and there's
yeah.
trust, I'm happy with that.
So if I have 50 friends and I trust them all, okay, and then one guy who's been saying the same thing for 45 years, right, 35 years, and it's never been true, comes up to me and tells me that exact same thing that he's been telling me for 35 years. And all of the other 49 of my friends are all saying they're going, nope, everything that we've seen shows that guy's lying like he's been doing for 35 years and nothing has changed. Okay. He's still doing exactly what he's doing for 35 years. Okay. Because he's been telling you the same. He told the last guy that was our friend the same lie. Then he told the guy before that it was a lie. He told the guy before that it was a lie. We proved that it was a lie every single time. Right. And then all of us have all done our individual research. We all found that it was a lie too. Like we all sent our people out there and we all found that it's a lie. So he's been saying the same lie to like all of your people for like 35 years. And he's also been telling us that lie. And we've all found that it's a lie. And if you believe him, that's not a matter of trust. That's a matter of idiocy. Yeah.
No, it's just he has a different style. Like, for example, North Korea is a good example. Like Donald Trump doesn't take into account, and it's an interesting
consequences.
Yes,
I'm very
policy.
aware.
No,
yeah, consequences
no,
of anything he does. Yes, I am very aware.
He doesn't take into account really like the sourness between like North Korea and the U.S. or even Iran or these other countries. He doesn't take that into account, or Israel being betrayed and bad information. He starts fresh because he was the president starting in 2016. And he has relationships on an individual basis, and they're based on trust. So if in that relationship he gives them information, let's see how it all shakes out. I think when even a broken clock is right twice a day. And if you don't,
it's amazing how Donald Trump still finds a way to not be. It's crazy.
Well, so that's
it's
the thing.
crazy.
That's
you think he'd accidentally get something wrong every once in a while, or get something right every once in a while, Like you think he would just like act like you said, broken clock. Like every once in a while, he would just accidentally law of averages. He would find a way to fucking not do something right. You know what I'm saying? But he still finds a way to do something wrong every single time. That's crazy.
How about no tax on tips, no tax on overtime? I mean, you got to give him something, and I think you will be. I think you're
I will
such an
give him.
intelligent person.
I have no problem giving Donald Trump credit for the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime that he stole from Bernie Sanders. That he stole from Bernie Sanders, and that Kamala Harris's plan was better.
You can't even do it.
Well, I'm giving him credit, sir. Sir, I think stealing things from other people. I think more presidents should steal good ideas from people. Yeah.
Okay, so you say steal in a good way.
It's in a way.
It's like so when I say bad faith, I don't think you're a bad person, but I think you're approaching it from a perspective of it's always going to be bad.
Who
And I think you're
introduced no
such an
tax on tips, no
intelligent
tax on
person
overtime?
that if you focused on like maybe 10% good and 90% bad even instead of 100% bad, I think you'll be one of the most popular people in the whole country.
Yeah, again,
I think
sir, why do I need to concentrate on the 10% that you say is good, which by the way, it's much lower than that, right?
I'll tell you
Why
why.
do I need to
I'll tell
concentrate
you
on
exactly
the
why.
2% of good, right? Instead of the 98% of bad, okay? And again, every time I hear you guys say some shit like that, it's nuts, right? It's the same, it's
But it
almost the
gives you
same thing.
credibility.
You guys, sir, I don't need your
It
version of
makes you not an
credibility.
ideologue.
Sir, I'm not an
No, it's just a
ideologue.
fact.
I
You're an
look in
ideologue.
facts. Donald Trump stole that policy from Bernie Sanders, who stole that policy from Rand Paul. That is where he
No,
got the idea
I'm
from.
referring
That's
to the
it. Okay.
negativity towards him. You said it's amazing that Trump can't be right even 1% of the time, and you have to look at that and say you're an ideologue because you're 100% on the opposite end of it.
Yes, I
You
am
have to-
100% against fascist freaking people who
even
want to
if it
be
was
dictators who
1%
put
good.
children in concentration camps. Yeah, no, I'm 100% against that. And no, I'm not going to be any % good and okay with that. All right. I'm not going to be partially
I'm trying to
okay.
help. I think you'd be.
Sir, I don't need your fucking help. You don't know enough to help me. Okay.
Well, I think
I don't
you see it
need
as
to
a
be,
nice
sir,
thing.
sir. I don't need to be partially just. Hey guys, the guy who's putting children in concentration camps. Let's just
He's not doing
concentrate
it.
on the 1%. You know what I'm saying?
There's
Like
no children in
let's
concentration
concentrate. Let's concentrate on the 1%. The 20 infants that got put in concentration camps. You know, in 2020 alone, the 3,800 children and 20 infants that got put in 20. You know, I think we should. You know what? I think instead of talking, oh yeah, there we go. See, exactly. That's what this guy just said. He literally is saying, oh guys, it's only 20 infants out of a country of 360 million. So let's not talk about the 20 infants, sir. I am not going to try to find something good.
Yeah, you don't run a country based on 20. You don't.
I am not going to try to find something good, okay, with the guy who's putting children in concentration camps, who's bombing fucking children in Iran. All right? If most of your policy agendas end up with dead children, okay, then I'm not going to try to find something good for you. Think of the hundreds of thousands of children that have died across the United States due to Doge and them cutting USAID funding from lack of being able to get health care in freaking impoverished country has led to hundreds of thousands of children dying. Okay, according to from data from like the World Health Organization and different and tons of different places like that, right? Literally, almost every single one of Donald Trump's policies ends up with dead children. Okay? So, because of hunger, because of healthcare, all this sort of stuff, right? So, let me get this straight. His big bills were cut USAID, killed children, war in Iran, killed children, immigration, children in concentration camps. I don't think I'm going to look for the 1%, sir. The fact that you have to try to find the 1%, in that, I think that's the big problem, to be completely honest with you.
Do you believe in, do you have a dog? Just out of curiosity.
No, but I'm walking you right now.
I don't think so, but have you ever known someone who has had a dog?
Don't know how this relates to children.
I'll tie it in, trust me. But, I'll fill in the blanks for you. So dogs, I have a dog myself. And one thing I learned really quickly is that dogs don't understand negative reinforcement. That is they're doing something you don't like. And then you meet that with, hey, I don't like this. They don't understand it. They're too stupid. They're just dogs. What they understand is positive reinforcement and saying, they're doing one thing that's really good that you like. You'll say, wow, amazing. And then they'll do that thing more often, and you encourage the behavior that you like. So if you actually want a specific result, I believe looking at the small things, if you're looking at this from a pragmatic perspective, you'll get more of what you want if you do look at that little percentage and see the good in people a little bit. Everyone's human. So if you feed into feed the wolf that's good, You know, it's that old, I don't know if you ever heard that story about the two wolves. Like, you know, you've got two wolves, one of darkness and evil and one of light and goodness. And you put them in a shed and, you know, over several months, you know, you keep them there and they fight and they fight. Which one ends up surviving?
Yep, I
It's the
see it
one
on the
that
t-shirts
that's
of
eating, the one that's
every
fed.
fat guy wearing camo pants who thinks he's a Navy SEAL. Yeah. I will agree with you, sir. If we treated Donald Trump more like a dog, but a little stupider, I think we would get a lot further.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's agree on that. You
Yeah,
know,
I agree
'cause I
with you
think
on that, sir. I agree with you that my dog is a lot smarter than Donald Trump. Yeah.
well, yeah, it sounds like you do have a dog. So it's, yeah, like the positive reinforcement is what works. And I think if you want more of the behaviors, just look at the good things. And yeah, he is like childlike in that way. And it's an interesting thing. But, you know, it's a part of what makes him an interesting president. And soon he's not going to be here and there'll be someone else that you can bash.
No, I actually can't wait to get back to boring politics when we actually talked about policy instead of how much of a piece of shit fucking rapist felon our president was. Yeah, I can't wait to get back to the time when we actually can just talk
He's
about
not,
policy
though.
and talk about all those. Oh, he is though. When we can talk about like all the actual policies and get back to all the things we actually need to fix in this country, right? Instead of having to challenge people like white nationalists like Stephen Miller, right? Starting wars for Israel or freaking, you know, going and taking people's presidents so that Rubio can, you know, complete his vendetta against Cuba. I can't wait till we get back to a president that actually has common sense, who isn't going to just be manipulated by anybody who has a little bit of money or freaking strokes him a little bit, right? I can't wait till we get back to that time. I literally can't wait. And my show will be so much more fun because we'll actually get to have real political conversations and I'll actually get to argue actual real policy instead of listening to you defend this piece of shit, okay?
You know what's interesting in my life?
No,
and
I do not
mentioned
care.
before, I'm 39. I've noticed that it seems like every election they say, this is really the most important election. And it really is true. And they all say it, and it is really true. And there's a ratcheting up of intensity between the two different sides of the country. And I think Donald Trump has, I think, in the long term, exposed that for better or for worse. And I think there's a huge difference between a person like Obama, who's incredibly intelligent and thoughtful and empathetic, and you know, has all this constitutional knowledge and a completely different character. I think it's a beautiful thing that we can, you know, and I think as Americans, I think you can dislike a president and still, you know, support the country. And I think that's, if we're spending 100% of our time bashing Donald Trump, then who's holding up our country?
Sir, if you want to go kumbaya, go do it by yourself, okay? Awesome, thanks. I'm going to move on to the next caller. Bye.
I tried. Take care, man.
Jesus, that turned into like a whole, literally that guy's entire conversation digressed to Donald Trump is a complete and utter fucking moron, but like, I guess we should just treat him like one. That's what the entire conversation broke down to. Donald Trump is dumber than a dog, and we should just treat him that way and stop talking about all the bad stuff. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, but don't be mean. The president of the United States is dumber than a literal animal. Please don't be mean to him. Good God. Anyways, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Also, we're about halfway through the Corgis gift goal too. I really appreciate all the people. Shay, thank you so much for lighting that up. Big dubs in the chat for Shay for lighting up the Corgis in my gift gallery. I guess if you guys like support, and I do have that gift gallery, you can go up, hit my name, hit the gift gallery if you'd like to help support and try to clear off one of those. I really appreciate you. Or if you guys would like to help me clear off the Corgis, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's very, very, very much appreciated. Chase, also thank you so much for the 2 jewels. Scott, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said Trump only sees himself when he's talking to himself as a mirror, and he goes, "Hey, Mr. President of Puerto Rico. Hey, Mr. President of Puerto Rico. I was talking to myself as the past president earlier. I think we should bomb Iran. What do you think?" Thank you so much, Scott. And Northside, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said, please 86 caller, he's harshing my 420 vibes. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can understand that. I'll try to keep the vibes a little better from now on. See if we can move that forward. But thank you, Northside. I appreciate that. And Soul Snatcher, thank you so much for the 250 jewels also. Y'all, if you guys are just showing up to the live, just a reminder that my new live time is going to be between 4 and 5 o'clock, probably around 5 o'clock Central every day. So if you're used to seeing me at 7 o'clock Central and you're not doing anything else, come on by around 5 Central. Then we're going to be doing the live then. All right. But really appreciate it. Also, Big T, thank you so much for those corgis. All right, awesome. We're going to move on to the next caller. If you still support Trump, you can call in on the number that's above my head or join the guest request box. I actually haven't looked at either in a second, so I need to come over and check everything out. My phone was just ringing really hard. Now it's like you're gonna slow down. That's okay. Oh, there it goes. Now it's starting to move. Just need a second. Just needs a second. Hello, how are you?
Hello, this is T-Mobile IP Relay Operator 80.
All right. Love the new time. Thank you. I'm glad. I hope everybody that's used to showing up can still show up at the earlier time. It's just necessary. I used to start around, well, I used to actually start right around now. I had to move later to adjust for my daughter's tennis time. So Wednesdays will actually still be an early day. I'll actually go on a little earlier and I'll actually end a little earlier just so I can make sure I make it to tennis. But yeah, anywho, we'll be adjusting times as we go. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi.
I think I got the wrong number.
You don't. I can literally hear the stream in the background.
Oh, it's just very out of sync. It sounds different. How's it going?
Yeah, because you're talking to me on the phone, not on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, not really.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you anyway. I'm going to let you go. Edward, thank you so much for the $10 over on the Cash Apps, too. I really appreciate that. Said this caller would kill us all? Jesus. That escalated quickly. Holy shit. That's scary. Scared of that. Big T and Shay, thank you so much. And Puppet, thank you so much for the corgis. Oh, we're almost there. We'll only need 3 more of the corgis. We're almost there. We're getting there. Hello, how are you?
Hello, person is calling you through T-Mobile IP Relay. I'm operator 80650. Have you had an internet relay phone call before?
No.
Okay, so I can explain it. So the person who has called you, they are deaf or hard of hearing, and they're using this free internet service to communicate with you. The caller is typing their conversation, which will be read to you. So when you hear the words "go ahead," it will be your turn to speak. Please speak directly to the caller, and everything that is heard will be
So
typed
you
to
work for
them.
like a
One
company
moment for
that
your
does
call.
this, right?
Yes, and then somebody who is deaf or hard of hearing is calling you,
Okay.
and they said,
Do
"I
you
support
understand you're on
Trump."
like a live call-in show with like almost 1,500 people listening right now?
I do apologize. They said, "I support Trump." Go ahead. And they disconnected. Have a good one.
No offense to the service, okay? But I'm not going to sit there and yell, like get into a full conversation with this poor lady in the middle of like that poor lady would have had to be like the middle of an entire debate.
Hello?
That poor lady would have had to be the middle of an entire debate. And I personally, like, what if she was like on my side of things? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be like weird. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
49.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Do you support Biden? I mean, I just felt like Biden was asleep behind the wheel.
Joe Biden hasn't been politically relevant in like 15 months.
I understand
Actually,
that.
longer than that, really, if you really want to talk about it.
But did you supported him at the time? I mean, during the election, I bet you voted for Biden.
Kamala, Donald couldn't have voted for Biden. Kamala Harris was running against Donald Trump, so literally couldn't have voted for him if I wanted to.
You know what I'm saying. You don't have to be a smartass about it.
No, I don't know what you're saying. You're saying that he's asleep at the wheel, but he wasn't running. So I don't know how I could have voted for somebody that you're claiming is asleep at the wheel if he wasn't running.
Did you think Kamala had a good experience in running anything?
Yeah. She was the literal
What did she
fucking
run?
vice president of the United States and a senator and an attorneys general, and yeah.
What did she accomplish during that time? Do you know?
Co-signing the largest infrastructure bill in American history. I think being actually the tying vote on that, reducing asylum seeking from the Northern Triangle by 50%. Are you just talking about vice president? Or are you talking about all her time? Because we can go back to how she passed, policy for California, how she reduced the recidivism rate for young men between the ages of 18 and 25 is the AG. Right? How we had the fastest recovery from COVID than any industrialized nation on the planet.
Let me ask you another question. Is there anything that Trump has done that you've been satisfied with, or
It's not my job to be satisfied with a guy who is literally trying to take people's democracy, their First Amendment rights, who is putting freaking children in concentration camps. It's literally not my job to find something good with him. And honestly, I think it's weird that you do.
Concentration camps?
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain a little bit further?
Yeah, so he's building these warehouse concentration camps where he's putting people without due process, without being able to contact their families, without being able to contact their lawyers, with food that's inedible and non-potable water, right? And he's putting them there for indefinite amount of times, which is the definition of a concentration camp. And just in 2025, he put 3,800 children there, including 20 infants.
This is news to me. I didn't hear about that. Are you talking about just when he's rounding up illegal immigrants and sending them back, or what?
No, when he's rounding up undocumented immigrants and putting them in places without due process for months and months and months and months. Some of them would disappear without any due process, without being deported, without contact with their family, without anything.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought he was deporting them.
He's deporting some people.
Keeping them in concentration camps. And I remember something about Obama and his the cages and stuff like that. I don't know too much about it, but yeah, I can't argue if I don't know, too much about it. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, there were some things that were happening under the Obama administration. First of all, the kids in cages thing isn't completely accurate, but isn't accurate at all. But he was doing some things within his immigration system that weren't good. I completely agree. That's why there was literally protests in the streets to have the Obama administration stop doing what they're doing and to change it, and then he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
I mean, I know Trump doesn't have the best personality in the world. He's not the most likable person in the world. But if I had to pick one, like an experienced business person, because this country is a business, let's face it, right?
No,
I don't
it's
think
not.
Kamala has the experience. You don't think it's a business? I mean, we accept taxes from people, and it's being spent on things that they think the country needs.
Right.
I feel like he's gotten a lot accomplished. I mean,
What's the
even
purpose
down
of
to
a
the
business,
Iran
sir?
event, to make money.
Right. What's the purpose of an economy?
To have a surplus and not not to go further into debt.
No,
like
it's to take care of its citizens. The entire point of a business is to make money. The entire point of the U.S. government is to take care of its citizens. That's why the United States government isn't a business.
Right,
That's
so
why
I
there's
have to take
two.
care of my
Hold on,
family,
sir.
right?
Hold on, sir. That's the reason why in college you can go study business, or you can go study economics, right? Because economics has to do with the way the government runs their money, right? Or it's one of the facets of it, right? It deals with everybody runs their money, but you can study those type of things, right? And then in business, that's a whole different thing, right? So the point of the United States government is not to make money, but let's say it was, okay? Let's say the point of the United States government was to make money. Donald Trump has added more debt to the national debt than any president that's in the United States history. 12 trillion or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So how was that for a good businessman? He added 8.6 trillion in his first term alone.
Who do we owe that money to? Do you know?
Everybody who's ever bought a freaking U.S. Treasury bond.
Well, Treasury bonds are going up. I mean, you get positive interest on a T-bill. So who do we owe the money to?
Yeah, we sell those bonds and they make interest on it. right? And that's who we pay. We pay that interest to until we pay it back. Yeah, they constantly making money off the American taxpayer for that entire amount of time.
Has a T-bill ever not been able to be cashed?
No, but that's not what you asked. You asked who
So
we
that's what I'm
owe the
saying.
money
What do
to.
Right. So we're not defaulting on any T-bills, right? So that means
Not
something
yet.
is moving in the right direction.
Sir, but you just said he was such a good businessman.
With
Sir, you just said he was such a good businessman, and that's what I am saying. A good businessman would not have added $12 trillion plus to our national debt.
That's what. Okay, and you fall for that? Like, you think there's a national? Who do we owe the national debt to?
I just explained it to you, sir. China, Japan,
I just said we're not
all
China,
sorts of different
Japan.
people.
So we're calling China for money?
We're
Is that what we're doing?
literally insolvent right now, sir.
Interesting. Okay, I guess I can't argue with you. I got T-bills. I cash them all the time, and they don't default on them. So if they were in a debt situation where they couldn't pay and be insolvent, how am I able to cash my T-bills?
Cash your T-bills?
Treasury bills. Sorry,
Because you can always cash your T-bills, sir. That doesn't change. Sir, what you're saying doesn't relate to what we're talking about, and none of that relates.
If I was
Sir, listen. Hello.
Typical Democrat. You don't let another person speak.
Sir, I am trying to finish my sentence. Jesus Christ, you guys are literally children, bro. You literally say something, ask me a question, I get 4 words into answering it, then you start screaming and go, you typical Democrats won't let me finish a sentence. You cut me off answering your question. God, you guys are fucking stupid sometimes, man. Literal fucking children, bro. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just sad that this is how sad Americans are, bro. Truthfully, it is. It's sad. It's sad to see Americans degrade themselves to this fucking point where they ask a question. Okay. Where you ask a question, somebody's answering your question, you cut them off and then yell at them for cutting you off. It's so weird. Anyways, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, and I'm getting ready to put up a new live gift goal. So if you guys like support, I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Not bad. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No.
Okay. There a reason you called in?
Yeah. Who's AOC married to?
I don't fucking know.
What's his name?
I don't fucking know.
Why are you so sassy? You got a lot of sass.
Oh my God.
She's married to a white guy, and that upsets you because you don't like white people.
My girlfriend's white.
Is that right?
She sure is.
She a tranny?
No.
Was she born a guy?
Were you born a guy?
As far as I know.
Oh, what happened?
No, I asked it.
All right, we're going to move on to the next person. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Just wondering where his testosterone went. All right, y'all. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Scissor, thank you so much for the money, God. I know she had a boyfriend that was some white dude or whatever. Oh. Some people shouldn't. Yeah, dude, 420 is taking people for a ride today. 420 is taking people for a ride today. They are not all there. They are not all there. Hello, how are you?
I'm sorry, it was a mistake.
No worries, man. Yeah, people need to watch where they're getting their stuff from or something. Hello? Sounds like another accident. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
32.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No.
Okay. What's up?
I don't know if this is your kind of conversation. You can hang up on me if you don't want to talk about this. It's fine. But I am a fellow person that does events and public-facing experiences, like you're doing a call-in show right now. And I struggle with the idea of being a part of bread and circus. Like I put on live shows and concerts and different things like that. And I'm curious if you have similar thoughts on how you kind of navigate that.
Navigate what? I'm sorry. I'm not understanding what I'm being asked to navigate.
If you have similar thoughts about what you do, being part of bread and circus, like, are we, as people that do things publicly, events or other, you're doing some sort of, I don't really know how to describe this, like online engagement experience. Is this part of the problem? Like, are we distracting people, or is this helpful? I
think that I'm engaging people.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna let you go. Woo-wee. People are having a day today. Brett, thank you so much for the $10 over on the blue app over here, on the V app. Says, hey bro, I enjoy your streaming as a mild conservative. Question, do you ever stream just to hang out? We have very similar music tastes. I'd love to pick your brain. I do sometimes. Like I've tried many times to just put on like super friendly streams, and usually no one shows up and nobody talks to me, so we don't hang out for long. It's usually what happens. So usually I'll just do it like at the end of streams. Usually at the end of streams or something, people like to hang out and have conversations. But every time I've tried to do just like a friendly live, like I turn it on and then like 50 people show up and like 4 people ask me questions and then we just hang out. That's usually what happens. That's usually how that ends up, to be completely honest with you. Oh, that's always bad. Then we've had fun on those. I was up on someone's live not too long ago. Tara, thank you so much for the shiny air balloons. Oh my God, huge W's in the chat for Tara. Huge W's in the chat for Tara. No, the most like fun I've had just hanging out on a live was literally, I was up on Bill's live for his birthday, and I just sang karaoke for like way too long. Yeah, I sang karaoke on this live until like way too late and end up getting like pretty intoxicated. And yeah, it was like a whole thing. That was like a week ago. That was a lot of fun though. I did have a lot of fun doing it. Not gonna lie. I had a lot. Yeah, it was, who else? It was me, Queen V, and Sanji. Sanji, is that your name? I've always forgot how to pronounce your name. Up there. We're getting down, bro. We're doing like freaking early 2000s, like R&B shit. Dude, we were freaking getting after it, man. We were getting after it. I was having a good time. Yeah, it was super fun. It was super fun. But yeah, by the end of it, I woke up the next morning like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not moving. Jen, thank you so much for the 5 gifteds. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Dave's asked me if I want a train fact. We might get to one a little later. I'm trying to keep the debates going right now if I can. But thank you, Dave. We'll see if we can get to one a little later. And Truth, thank you so much for the corgi over there, too. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Truth. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I did. Not as bent as I was. Nowhere near.
Y'all, can we get this thing up to 300,000 likes, too? I appreciate you guys. And make sure you guys send those heart me's, those daily heart me's. You did, but now what?
Now I'm not as bent on him as I was. Nowhere near.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't speak whatever, Gen Z or Alpha or whatever the hell you are. I don't know what that means.
I'm not as for him as I was. Nowhere near.
Gotcha. Yeah, sorry, you had to translate that into old person. Okay. So like all the other stuff that like, you know, like with him being like a felon and an adjudicated rapist and like all of those things like that wasn't, but now you have a problem. Is it because he pretended to be Jesus?
Oh, that played a big part. I hate when leaders do that. I hate leaders that do that. I don't like him as a person at all, right? I originally did think he had some great promises, and a lot of those he did fulfill, but he didn't do them in the fashion that he promised he would, and it sort of hurts me that he's embarrassing the conservative party as much as he is right now.
Oh, no, he embarrassed you guys the second you guys voted him in 2016. You guys, the Republicans have been an embarrassment ever since then.
Okay. I mean, that's opinionated, and that's... Can you give me your back? Can you give me your backbone as to why the Republican Party sucks so much?
Yeah, because you guys vote in freaking fascists and then you guys freaking capitulate for those fascists and you make excuses for those fascists. If at any point in time you make someone a president who's literally been adjudicated of sexual assault, right? Who's sexualized his daughter, who sexualized a 10-year-old, who literally was freaking sued and lost for defrauding a children's cancer charity for $400 million, right? Who's a well-known associate of, you know, people that own certain islands, right? Like who had 86 indictment charges or 4 indictments, 86 charges, and then 34 convictions of those 86 charges. Like, and you guys still elect him in, right? Someone who made fun of this. It's a palingenetic ultranationalism, but I wasn't finished. Palingenetic ultranationalism. Sorry, I said that wrong. But besides that, I was in the middle of my list, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mishi. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's so cool. So you want to explain to me why you put somebody with all of those things in the presidency?
I wasn't able to vote at that time, so I'm not really...
Oh, but you said you supported him up until recently.
Yeah, because I don't really like the war in Iran. If I'm being honest, it's kind of a waste of money.
No, but you did support him before. With all of those things I
did.
just said, you still supported him before.
Well, what was the underlying crime?
The underlying crime of his felony convictions or the other freaking 50 plus charges he had?
Both.
Is this a joke?
No, serious.
Explain what you mean by what you just said. If you can explain what you mean by what you just said, I'll answer your question.
I'm telling you to define the underlying crime of his convictions. It's not
of which
that difficult
convictions?
of a
You're going to have to give me
question.
specific because it's different for his convictions. So,
well, for starters, the falsifying business records. I would like to hear the one of that. I would like to hear the underlying crime of that.
The underlying crime is falsifying business records. Yeah.
What was the underlying crime, though? That's not an underlying crime. That's an accusation.
That's an accusation. A conviction is not an accusation.
What was the underlying crime of it, though?
That is it. Yep. See, he was accused, right? That's what the indictment is, of falsifying business records. Then, all right, he was taken to court, and then a jury of his peers unanimously said that he did it. That's what he did.
Okay. So let me help you on that. So Trump, he was convicted. All right, 34 felony counts.
Yep.
Is to conceal $130,000. Right. It was for Stormy Daniels in 2016, as we know. And I wasn't overly over the top about it, but I don't like how a lot of people come on here and make that the whole reason that he's like the worst president ever, right? Like, what about if the Republicans are so bad? I mean, Bill Clinton, if you want to go to him, having pictures with minors in the Epstein files, I mean, we can do that, dude. Like,
yeah, I actually read to the Epstein files. That doesn't exist.
I'm sorry?
Have you actually looked at the redacted Epstein files that we got? Because that doesn't exist in there. What you just said. Second of all, if you have to go to a president before you were born in order to prove that Trump isn't that bad, then you're the problem. You weren't even alive when Bill Clinton was president. Yeah. But to mention, on top of that, sir, if Bill Clinton did something horrible.
Okay, I wasn't alive for 9/11. That doesn't mean I don't know what happened.
What happened?
What kind of stupid argument is that?
What happened on 9/11?
Osama bin Laden organized a terrorist attack to send 2 planes towards the World Trade Center and a plane towards the Pentagon, and originally D.C., but a plane landed in the field in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you paid attention in whatever high school history class you took. A little bit.
Well, you're accusing somebody of something like they don't know about something.
What years was Bill Clinton president?
I think it was 1996 to 2000.
1996 to 2000. Okay.
So your point is now that I don't know what I'm talking about because I wasn't born during that time. Like, how old were you when Bill Clinton was in office?
Well, when he first took office, I was 6 because that would have been 1993.
So you understood politics at 6 years old?
No, I didn't bring up Bill Clinton. You did.
Well, you want to talk about Trump being in the files and sexually assaulting all these people. Bill
You didn't
Clinton
know
did
when
the
he was
same
in
thing.
there, sir, and you don't know anything about what's going on in the Epstein files, sir. I am talking about your support for Donald Trump. What I'm saying is, sir, is that you're saying that you can justify Donald Trump being, in those things 100,000 fucking times, and your justification for that is that a president that was president before you were fucking born had something in there that didn't even
What does it matter when I was
exist.
born?
Because you don't need to be justifying your support for the current president because of a president that hasn't been president in 26 years.
I never said.
And if somebody that was a president 26 years ago did some fuck shit, then throw them in jail along with Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck whether you're a Democrat or Republican or any libertarian, you name what fucking political party you're in. If you're doing fucking horrible shit like Donald Trump is doing, you should be in fucking prison. Why do you think that Donald Trump sexualizing his daughter and sexualizing a 10-year-old and being freaking 100,000 times in there more than freaking the freaking person himself? Why do you think that's somehow justified by saying, "Oh, I think Bill Clinton was in it"? Why do you think that makes it better?
I never said it made it better.
Then why are you bringing it up?
Because you say the Republican Party sucks, the Democrat Party has a history as well.
I never said anything about the Democrat or Republican Party. Only you did.
No, you said their whole Republican Party sucks ass.
They do since Donald Trump became president. You used to actually have respectable conservatives. You used to have people like John McCain, even people like John Kerry. Not John Kerry. Who was I thinking of? I was thinking of the other guy. And John Kerry's not bad either, but what's that other dude's name that I'm thinking of? Why is he on my I can see his I can see his face. Anyways, yeah, you actually used to have conservatives that actually loved this country. You used to have conservatives that actually cared about this country. You used to have fucking.
Okay, you don't anymore.
Romney's who I'm thinking of. Thank you guys. Romney. You used to like actually have conservatives that actually stood up for things in this country who had differences of opinion, differences of ideas, right? That thought that, maybe we should be smaller government, or maybe we should, use money a little differently, or that we should have this or we should have that. That was fine. And then you guys voted in Donald Trump, okay? And now whatever this little fascist prick does, okay, you guys are just like, oh, Mr. President, let's bomb Iran. We're not going to use our power as legislature in order to fucking, actually, do what the Constitution said that we should actually do. No, we're just going to let you do anything. Oh, you're going to tear down the fucking entire East Wing to build a fucking obnoxious ballroom, just destroy American history? Oh, we'll just let you fucking do it. We're not going to put any fucking checks on you. Like, you guys have literally bowed down to this motherfucker in the most disgusting way. You've given up all your rights. You've given up the Constitution. You've given up the law. You've given up everything for this little fucking piece of shit who couldn't piss on you if you were on fire, dude.
So for starters, there's a difference between a Republican and MAGA. What you're describing is MAGA.
You said
MAGA
the Republican Party. There is no difference between the Republican Party and MAGA.
You're describing MAGA.
There is no difference between MAGA and the Republican Party.
Oh yes, there is. I promise you there is.
Zero.
So you're telling me you've never met a Republican who's disagreed with what Donald Trump has been doing?
I've met conservatives that disagree with what Donald Trump has done.
Conservatives and Republicans are renowned as the same thing.
No, they are not.
How?
Republicans actually used to be the liberal party in this country.
I'm well aware.
Then you can't say the Republican Party and conservatives are one and the same if you know that. Okay, the Republican Party is owned by Donald Trump. He is the leader of the Republican Party. He has put people, literally members of his family, into the leadership positions of the Republican Party. The Republican Party only freaking gives money to candidates that the Trump says to give money to. He is literally primarying conservative fucking people who are running under the Republican ticket who are not backed by Trump. The Republican Party is owned by Trump. Okay, it may have been people in the past who considered themselves Republicans or who registered Republicans, but the Republican Party is owned by Trump. No one else. It's owned by Trump and his family and his cronies and his administration and the Heritage Foundation. That's it. True conservatives can't stand Donald Trump because true conservatives understand that he's not a conservative, because true conservatives don't add $12 trillion to the national debt. Okay? True conservatives don't violate have over half a dozen rulings by federal courts for violations of the First Amendment, or have said things like we should take people's guns away for before we find out whether they've done a crime in violation of the Second Amendment, right? True conservatives were actually used to be constitutionalists, okay? Who were actually used to be strict constitutionalists. Not anymore. Not anymore. They just do whatever Donald Trump says. Well, the ones that stick with him. True conservatives can't stand him. True conservatives are on my side. Even if we might disagree politically, they're on my side.
They do what he says to keep their job. That's what you're saying.
If you capitulate to fascism to keep your job, then you're a fascist.
What, dude? What? How is he a fascist?
Because he follows palingenetic ultranationalism and meets all 14 tenets of fascism.
Okay, how? Describe. Give me a instance where he has been a fascist, a full-fledged fascist.
There's not an instance of someone being a fascist. That doesn't exist.
So Hitler wasn't a fascist then?
Hitler was a fascist. Hitler doesn't have an instance of being a fascist. His entire political agenda amounted to fascism. One thing you cannot do a fascist thing. That's not how fascism works.
So let me get this straight. So if fascism isn't millions of people getting killed from a dictatorship, then what is it?
It's palingenetic ultranationalism. I already said that. Okay. There's many countries who have been in civil war in Africa, okay, who have dictators where millions of people have been killed. The Rwandan genocide is a perfect example. They weren't fascists. Okay. There's tons of times and places throughout the history of the United States where there have been a dictator and millions of people have died and they're not fascists.
Okay, so do you think? Okay, let me say this. Do you think that the Holocaust is a fascist act? You think it's an act of fascism?
That was done by a fascist government.
You just said somebody can't be fascist.
No, I didn't. I said an act. I said a singular act can't be.
No, a government.
A government can be. A singular act can't be. Look, here, we'll just throw this up here real quick. This is just for fun, okay? 14 tenets of fascism. Powerful, often exclusionary populist nationalism centered around a cult of redemptive, infallible leader who never admits mistakes. Political power derived from questioning reality, endorsing myth and rage, and promoting lies. Fixation with perceived national decline, humiliation, or victimhood. White replacement theory used to show that democratic ideals of freedom and equality are a threat. Oppose any initiatives to institutions that are racially, ethnically, or religiously homogenous or harmonious. Disdain for human rights while seeking purity and cleansing for those who are part of the nation. This is even the traditional 14 tenets. But this does fit everything. Rampant sexism, control of mass media, obsession with national security, religion and government intertwined. Corporate power is protected, disdain for intellectuals and the arts, rampant cronyism and corruption, fraudulent elections, and creation of one-party state, often seeking to expand territory through armed conflict. The first of these are weird. I've never seen those I have seen the popular nationalism and the redemptive shit. They've actually kind of expanded this list to 16. I kind of like this.
Okay, so you realize there's a difference between political fascism
Everything
and
I've seen is starts like right
true fascism.
Fascism
what you've
is
described
political,
is political
sir.
fascism.
Fascism is political.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
How?
What do you mean how?
So what if a cult goes out and kills a bunch of people? Is that not fascist then?
Nope.
Because of what they believe or their race. If a cult were to just go out and kill a bunch of people because of what they believe in, that's not fascist to you.
Nope.
Well, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Then what is it?
It's palingenetic ultranationalism, okay, that is defined with 14 tenets of fascism, which are on the screen. Continued nationalism, disdain for recognition of human rights, identification of enemy scapegoats, supremacy of the military, rampant sexism, control of the media, obsession with national security, religion and government are intertwined, corporate power is protected, labor power is suppressed, disdain for intellectual and the arts, obsessed with crime and punishment, rampant cronyism and corruption, fraudulent elections.
Okay, and how did he have a fraudulent election?
Were you not? Well, actually, you probably weren't old enough for that. But where he literally has still to this point claimed that the 2020 election that he won, where he freaking called electors and tried to get fake electors to take over the real ones, where he encouraged people to go into the Capitol and freaking delay a democratically elected president from being confirmed, where he called places like Georgia and asked them to find votes.
I'm sorry. You say that's voter fraud.
No, I'm saying that's an attempt to steal an election, and on top of that, right? Sometimes elections in fascist nations are a complete sham. Other times elections are manipulated by smear campaigns against or even assassination of political candidates, use of legislation to control voting numbers of political district brownies, i.e. the SAVE Act, which they're trying to freaking implement right now, and manipulation of the media. Fascist. By the way, Donald Trump has already kicked people out of the White House, out of the White House press corps, out of the Pentagon press corps, trying to manipulate the media. Fascist nations also typically use their judiciaries to try to manipulate elections.
Okay,
the SAVE
and
Act. By the way, just thought I'd let you know. SAVE Act falls right into it.
what about the SAVE Act?
It fits into point 14 of 14 tenets of fascism.
Okay. Yeah. And how's that?
I literally and unequivocally just explained it to you.
So let me think about this for a second. So the SAVE Act rigged everything for the Democrats.
No, sir. It is the use of legislation to control voting numbers, which is one of the 14 tenets of fascism.
You do realize the SAVE Act is for people to show identification to vote, right?
Incorrect.
I mean, you can look at it.
I've read it. That's not what it's about.
So you're just telling me Congress just doesn't require. So you're telling me what never happened is people have to provide paperwork to be able to vote now in this country, or what?
People have always required to show some sort of identification to vote in this country. What the SAVE Act is doing is requiring people to show forms of identification that prove that you're a citizen. Okay, which is only two forms, which is your birth certificate or your passport. Okay, which literally disenfranchises millions and millions of people in the United States who either were not given their birth certificate or do not have a passport due to whatever reason. Not to mention the fact that like married women, people that are adopted, their name on their birth certificate doesn't match the name that they have right now, right? And therefore they have to go back and actually get that changed if they actually have the ability to do that. So no, it is a disenfranchisement of voters. It has nothing to do with voter ID.
And so how many? I want you to give me an estimate. How many illegals voted under the Biden administration then?
How many illegal votes there were?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. The Heritage Foundation did a study to show that to look at how many people, how many non-citizens, not even undocumented people, non-citizens voted in any election since 1980, and they found less than 2 dozen in any election.
In any election.
In any election, state, local, federal, any election, less than 2 dozen since 1980. So longer than I've been alive.
2 dozen.
That would be 24. Less than 24.
Oh, I know what 2 dozen is, but if they're undocumented, where's the evidence of where's the identification of the undocumented person that voted? Of course, they're not going to be able to give a lot of numbers on people who aren't even identified in a country that they came to illegally.
Sir, do you think someone just drops a fucking ballot in a bucket and nobody checks that against any information?
You never heard of fake ID, have you?
You just told me I didn't have to show an ID. Do you think that fucking putting a ballot in a box and then nobody checks that ballot?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that's
then when
what
they
happened.
check it and the name shows up as nobody that's registered to vote who's a U.S. citizen in the United States, then they throw out that vote and then they document that. Mm-hmm.
So what about all the dead people whose names are getting registered to vote still?
It doesn't exist.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
What about I think it's Californian, who was supposed to be 109 years old, which died, I think, about a decade ago. They actually went to that house that he had lived in, and he died way before then. He was still registered to vote.
Yeah, but see, the name that was actually registered with that vote actually matched the name of some guy who just lived somewhere else in town who had the same name.
So no, he died. They found out that he had died.
Yeah, the guy that everybody was claiming voted died. Then they found out that it was just another guy. Yeah, it wasn't a dead guy voting at all. It was a very much alive guy with the exact same name just voting down the fucking street. Yep.
And where's the evidence of that?
Literally the investigation that they do into all of these votes. Yep. Every single time there's a fraudulent vote, they do an investigation into it.
Okay.
And even if someone was, sir, you do realize that as soon as somebody dies, they are required, like at the funeral home, to actually like report that to that death certificate to the freaking county or state or wherever they report it to. So therefore, it becomes a point of public record. So therefore, if somebody died, you would know it immediately because as soon as their ballot went in, they would show up as dead. Dead guy vote.
So you're claiming, if we take a step back here, if you're claiming what I actually denied, but you're sort of inputting that I sort of loved Donald Trump being in office at all.
I'm sorry, was that English?
Yeah, do you not know it?
Not whatever English you're speaking, nope.
Then you don't know English.
Good burn, man. You nailed it. Can you repeat it in an English that the rest of us can understand? Because my chat is blowing up saying that made 0 sense. Somebody said specifically it sounds like we're playing Mad Libs. Mad Libs is a game that us old people used to play. Okay, that's where you would have to like plug in words to a story. Okay, and so you'd have to say like, give me like an adjective, and then like you would have to say a random adjective, and then we'd put that adjective like on the line, and it'd be like next it'd be like, tell me a color, and you would say like green, and then you'd put that in the story also, right? And then you would read the whole story, and it'd be really funny because you didn't know what you were describing the whole time, right? We used to do it on road trips and all sorts of stuff. Anyways, that's what you sound like.
When did I ask about a whole conversation about a board game?
When you stopped speaking English.
I never asked about a board game, dude.
I couldn't tell. You could have asked about hieroglyphics. I didn't understand a word you fucking said. Okay? To quote Pete Hegseth, do they speak English in what? Repeat what you said.
Okay, so you're claiming that I'm all for Donald Trump and everything that he's doing.
No one said that.
No, what I support is getting the illegal people out of this country.
Literally, no one said that.
Shouldn't be here, whether they have committed a violent crime or not.
You're making up things.
It's implying it. There's a thing saying and implying.
But you didn't say I was implying. You said I was saying. I'm not implying that you think that everything that Donald Trump is doing is right. I'm implying that you're an idiot and have no idea what you're talking about whatsoever.
Yeah, that's opinionated once again, because...
Yes, but I am implying my opinion. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So you're closed-minded.
I am closed-minded to morons? Yes.
How do you know I'm a moron?
Because I've been talking to you for way too long.
Because, buddy, I bet you I'm already making more than you do. If I'm a moron, then how do I already have my shit together? Dude?
Tons of morons make more money than me. What are you talking about? I've met tons of
let
morons
somebody
that make more
younger
money
than
than
you.
me. I've met tons of morons that
Uh,
have made a shit ton of money. Yeah, making more money is not an indication of how intelligent you are, and you would know that if you were intelligent.
oh, it's not. It's not.
No, it's not. And again, you would know
Not at
that
all.
if you were intelligent. What dumb people do is they equate the amount of money you have with how smart you are, because that makes them feel smarter, even though they're very dumb.
So
Most of your
because
very,
Elon
very
Musk
smart
is.
people, most of your
Hold
very,
on.
very smart
No,
people,
no,
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 you be
no.
quiet.
Okay.
Most of your
Talk
very,
over me.
very smart
Just
people,
talk.
okay, most of your very, very smart people are professors and stuff at colleges, and they teach a whole bunch of things because they do very in-depth study on some of the most intense things that exist. Or they're in research labs, okay, finding cures for fucking cancer, or finding cures for AIDS, or whatever they're doing, right? Or figuring out the trajectory of how we get to the moon or to Pluto or whatever. Those are where the incredibly intelligent people are, and those people are not the richest people on the planet. Not even in the
So
slightest.
like
Okay?
Elon Musk,
You're not
a
Elon
guy
Musk.
who had some great.
You're not Elon Musk.
I never said I was. When did I say I was
No,
Elon
you're
Musk?
claiming to be smart and you're not. We're not
I'm
talking about
not.
Elon Musk. We're talking about
But
you being an idiot.
I'm not.
Okay?
But I graduated with a 4.2.
I don't give a fuck if you graduated with a 10.9, okay? You're an idiot and you don't know what
You
you're
can't
talking about.
graduate with that.
Okay?
You sound dumb as hell. You just said you graduated with a 10.9. That's not a GPA.
All right. Well, you are literally making the rest of us dumber, so I'm going to move on to the next person, okay?
You're dumb, dude. You're dumb. I stubbed you up, you dumbass. Have a good night.
I literally can't believe I wasted my brain energy talking to that like Neanderthal for that long. That was like a half an hour of like literally talking to that freaking Neanderthal for that long. Holy shit. That dude couldn't get a 4.2 on his final score for a GED. Anyways, y'all, make sure you guys hit the follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, that dude was fucking rough. Anyways, y'all, if you guys would like to support the live, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys like to support the live, I do a super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Live gift goal. We're like almost a third of the way up to the money guns over here. So if you guys like support, I really appreciate you guys. Also, let's get this thing up to 350,000 likes. And please and thank you. Sister Mary, thank you so much for the jewels. Trippy, thank you so much for the jewels. York, thank you so much. Sister Mary, also thank you so much for the $5. Frostkings, thank you for the 5. Said, dude, you need to show your identification to fucking register. Are you dumb? Yes, that's the answer. He is dumb. That was the correct answer. Chewy, thank you so much for the $2. At Heritage Foundation is Heritage Foundation a right-wing group, by the way. Very, 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 very right-wing. Robs, thank you so much. That I think this kid wins chuckle fuck of the day. Yeah, I think we can award him that. I think we could award him chuckle fuck of the day. I think that actually checks. And Glitcho, thank you so much for the $2. That his parents are related. This the caller, yeah, they're related. They were related to each other before marriage. Yes. Yeah, they were. They're very. They love each other so much. Okay, they love each other so much. All right, y'all, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate it. If you still support Trump, you can call in on the number that's above my head, and we will attempt to keep this thing going. Hello. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hang up on that because I don't know what she was saying, and so now I think she was saying something that was gonna get me in trouble. He's currently engaged to his sister. Well, I hope they have a very, very nice marriage. You know, I hope they have a very, very nice nice time together, him and his sister. Woo, that was something else. That was something else. All right, y'all. Let's keep supporting the live. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna see if we keep this thing going. Numbers are definitely a little bit low. Y'all, again, if y'all are just showing up here, my live is starting at an earlier time. Starting today for a while. We're going to do an experiment. So hopefully you guys can still show up and hang out.
So my job is
So,
not.
guys, 1 second. Let me leave you with my new trailer for my new podcast starting May 1st. And I'll be right back. I really appreciate you guys. Please keep tapping that screen and hanging out. I'll be right there.
To come to a common ground with anyone, because in order to come to a common ground, then I have to accept things that aren't factual. I have to take things that aren't factual, that have no basis in reality, that simply aren't true, and try to justify it in order where I make them true, which I refuse to do.
We've talked to the socialists, we've talked to the communists, we've talked to everyone out here. This has been so much fun.
You lowered your tax on one tiny itty bitty little tiny thing and then raised your taxes on every other fucking thing, and you're taking that as a win. You seem to conflate loving your country and loving your president.
Welcome to the Polypolitics Podcast. I'm Christopher Turner, where opinions are challenged and facts matter. Man, I have yet to make it back before that thing was over. Really appreciate you guys. I will let you guys know where you can follow and go that, but it will be on all the different things. So I really appreciate you guys. Looks like we do have some callers coming in. So let me get my headset back on so we can continue over here. Oh, I thought I took that down. Jesus, I thought I clicked on that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Polly, how are you, friend?
Oh, you're not a Trump supporter?
Oh, I'm absolutely a Trump supporter, vehemently and adamantly.
No, that's weird. You're not my friend.
No, I don't mean it like that. We're Americans, right? We don't necessarily need to be Trump supporters to.
No, I'm an American.
To be civil.
You're a Trump supporter.
Oh, whoa. I guess I'm American equal as you. But anyway, so on to the topic of what we were just speaking of, and on to other things actually, as far as why I support him. So as far as the election goes of 2020,
nope.
There actually is just quite literally what?
I'm not talking about that with you.
Okay, what do you want to talk about, Polly?
I didn't say I want to talk to you about anything.
So aren't you doing a show right now?
Apparently, you know. Apparently, we're friends.
I said buddy. I didn't say friend.
Oh, okay. You're not my buddy, pal. You're not my pal, friend.
I appreciate that, Polly. I appreciate that. So,
you're not my friend, buddy.
As far as this goes with why so adamantly against Trump, and I can understand that. I really can. Is it every politician that you don't like, my friend, or is it strictly
just the fascist
conservative thing? The fascist ones, understandable, 100%. I am against those too. So
no, you're not. You just said you were a Trump supporter. Again, that's the second thing that you said that was false.
No, did you support Bernie Sanders?
Did I support Bernie Sanders?
Yes. Would you?
In which way? I think that he has some good policies. Yeah.
Okay, so me too. I thought Bernie Sanders had some incredible policy. I thought that maybe the way you implement them could be a little bit differently. But everything sounds good, just kind of like how Trump sounded really good, right? So can you not maybe understand why a lot of people...
Trump does not sound very good. No, he does not.
Well, when gas was crazy and like insanely high, and he said, we're going to lower gas prices. We were in the Middle East for insane amounts of time, and he said, we're going to bring everyone home. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. Right now, I'm disgusted with his actions. Do I support the man? Yes. Disgusted with his actions? 100%.
Donald Trump was one of the main reasons why gas prices were high when he said he was going to bring them down.
In what way?
He coordinated the OPEC Plus deal.
So there was a fundamental difference in shutting down every pipeline that ran from Canada to the Gulf, making sure that we couldn't pull any permits. There was no wells. There was no fracking. Was a completely environmental shutdown on every type of fossil resource that we could produce or farm in this country.
Incorrect.
And then How is that incorrect? Biden
Because
didn't
more
shut
land
down
was
the
leased under the
Keystone
Biden
Pipeline.
administration for drilling than any other president of the United States. That pipeline had nothing to do with U.S. oil and couldn't even be used as fuel and is mostly used for plastics. And Donald Trump negotiated the OPEC Plus deal, which was one of the main reasons why gas prices were so high. Not to
I
mention
can
that Biden
understand
didn't
you're
even
gonna
do the
fall
freaking.
back to that one, but no. That
No, you're just trying to pivot
there's
from
a fundamental lie right there. There is no.
You're just trying to pivot
There's no
from
way
that.
that you have it. You're old enough to understand or watch the media when we literally were talking about that with the Green New Deal and how all of
The
these
Green New Deal never
different fossil fuels were impacting the planet in a negative way,
The Green
and
New
that
Deal never
literally we were
passed.
shutting down with red tape and on EPA regulations on every major company that was trying to drill in the country at the time in
The
during
Green New
the
Deal
Biden
never
administration.
passed.
No, thank God it did not. You're
So if the Green New
absolutely
Deal never
correct on
passed, then
that.
why are we talking about it? The reason why gas prices went up was because we had a reduction of the supply of oil across the world. The reason why we had a reduction of the supply of oil was because of the OPEC Plus deal. Donald Trump brags about negotiating the OPEC Plus deal, which lowered the supply of oil into April of 2022.
So necessarily, I can't argue with you on certain facts, Polly, and this is unfortunately the reason I agree with you. But I'm not, I can't sit here and jump all the way full-heartedly down a man's throat because, truthfully, it doesn't matter or not. He's just a fucking another politician at this point, and I don't know if any one of your audiences realizes this, but when are we going to understand that it's not Democrat or Republican at this point?
That's
It's
just what a bunch
America.
of Trump supporters say, and then they start
Just
giving up on
America.
Donald Trump. No, that's what a
No,
bunch
no,
of you
no,
guys
it's not
just say.
about
You
giving
guys
up
all
on
supported
Donald
Donald
Trump,
Trump,
it's about
and
politics.
a year ago, you guys were all the same people that were telling me how good Donald Trump was and how amazing he was, and now all
still
of a
am.
sudden, you guys are like, it's just both sides, and honestly, it's just a boring,
No,
sad
no,
fucking
no,
argument.
it's
No, it's all the same
100%
people.
both sides. And
All
what-
the people that used to come up here and tell me how great Trump was. Now that Trump is freaking starting a new war, now that your gas prices are just as expensive, like I told you, we started a war like I told you he was going to do before he became president. Your gas prices are higher, like I said was going to happen before he became president, right? Like all these that I told you that he wasn't going to be able to freaking solve inflation or trying to lower your grocery prices. I said all of that before he was elected. All of y'all told me, oh no, here we're going to vote him in. He's going to be amazing. He's going to do all these things. You're wrong. And now that I'm right, you guys, instead of coming over to my side, have just decided to go to, well, guys, it's just both sides. It's not both sides.
No. See, I don't know who's saying that.
The
I don't know who's
Republicans have
saying
the
that.
House,
I don't mean it in the
the
way you're
Senate,
articulating
the
it.
Supreme Court, and the executive branch. They control everything, and everything is out of
Perhaps,
whack.
so there you go. Thank you.
Conservatives control
You're right. The
everything, and
president-
everything is
the
out of whack.
president's a
This has
figurehead
nothing to
compared to
do
the
with
Senate.
both sides. This has nothing to do with both sides.
In the House. So when I tell you by both sides, I mean, when we sit here and we have our, midterms, okay, before the presidential election, if the president was to unilaterally walk up there, mandate something, slap a bill on the desk, sign it, and say this is it, like he disgustingly did with the Iran war, which is neither here nor there, because in my personal opinion, any regime that carries around mock bodies and says death to America while they hang them and burn them, in my personal opinion, Polly, regardless of what you like or what you don't, just go over to the other country, buddy. Just go walk the streets. See how long you make
The
it.
only reason
But
that
you
they
wouldn't.
do that is because of us. But I
Why?
think you'd probably be pretty pissed if someone came over and overturned our democratically elected election
Oh,
and then put on an
1000%.
and then put on an extreme
like
monarch.
now, like when I say-
you might actually chant death to that country, wouldn't you?
Never.
If
I'm
Mexico
not
came
saying death to you
Mexico
now.
came over, Mexico and Canada got together and somehow found a way to overturn our democratically elected government, right? And then put in a dictator who freaking took the rights away from American citizens. I bet we wouldn't be very
Brother.
big fans of that country, would we?
Holly, do you really do believe that we run America, don't you?
Oh,
You
God, I'm not
wholeheartedly
getting
believe
into this
that, don't you?
reptile people Illuminati bullshit. I'm
No,
really
no, no, I'm
today.
not getting into
No,
reptiles
I'm really
or
not,
fucking,
dude. I'm really
this is
not.
not reptiles or Illuminati.
Yes,
I'm
it
just
is.
talking
It's
about.
getting some
I'm
weird
just
shit.
talking about foreign interests in understanding how lobbying works.
Yes, I understand how foreign interests work. I understand how lobbying works,
country,
sir.
my friend. Come on,
You're the
I'm
one
old
who
and 40,
put in
brother.
the
I
guy
sound
who
young,
is
but
taking
I'm old
all of
enough
that
to
money. He
understand
is
how this
taking
happened.
direct. This is not even lobbying. Literally, freaking people like the Saudis and Qataris are handing Donald Trump money, not through lobbying, just handing him money and gifts, and he is giving them things. This has nothing to do with lobbying or foreign interests. This is straight bribery.
So what about the Democratic lawmaker
What
that
about
gets
the
caught
fucking
with
Democrats?
with gold bricks in his fucking closet? Or what about the other
Who
one
had
with
gold bricks in their
prostitution?
closet?
Or what about
Who?
Biden's
Who?
son who's a crackhead? Or what? I mean, we can just
What
keep
does
going. What
Joe-
about the
what does
Democratic
Joe
dude who
Biden's
just
son-
murders his
please,
entire fucking
please
family?
tell me,
Are we not
please
serious? It goes
fucking
on
tell
both
me,
sides.
please fucking tell me what Joe Biden's crackhead son has to do with Donald Trump being given gold bars in the Oval Office. You know what? Sorry to let you know this, but fucking having a crackhead son has nothing to do with fucking anything. It doesn't. Donald Trump has one. I've seen Don Jr. on television. He's a fucking crackhead. That's what a fucking crackhead looks like. Okay? But guess what? You guys aren't all up in arms about Don Jr. being a crackhead, are ya? No.
If I saw a video of Don Jr. smoking crack, I'd be the first person to
Every video
castrate him.
of Don Jr. is of Donald Jr. smoking crack. What are you talking about? Every video that's ever existed of Don Jr. is about Don Jr. smoking crack.
What the fuck?
Have you ever seen him?
Are you over here? Is this like some shit? If you say it, it's true?
Are you fucking...
Howie,
RFK
you're smarter than
Brett,
this, brother. I watch you
RFK
because of how
Jr.,
intelligent. I watch you roast people. You're
RFK
smarter than
Jr.,
this.
RFK Jr. was on television bragging about doing coke off of dirty toilet seats, and Donald Trump put him in charge of health.
Makes sense, a Democrat.
A Democrat that none of the Democrats like, and only the guy you voted for does. A Democrat that no Democrat would fucking
I voted
support.
for Donald.
A Democrat that no Democrat would fucking support. A Democrat who all the Democrats said was crazy. A Democrat who no one would give him a position in the government, but yet a Republican does.
I voted for
interesting.
Donald Trump because he said you grabbed the... I voted for Donald Trump because he didn't mince words. He didn't hesitate.
Yes, everything that he said, everything he just said directly and fucking like an idiot.
I hate to say that
that's so great, sir.
There's a certain level of
what you're literally
devolving.
saying. I would rather have somebody who says how much of a fucking idiot he is directly. Instead of having someone who's smart who doesn't say it directly.
You're okay. This is tomato in that point of view.
This is not
because
tomato
when it
and
comes
tomato.
down to it, what do you want?
Had
a strong
Kamala
leader
Harris,
or a
who
weak
was
one?
actually an intelligent human
are you not
being,
agreeing
and
with
you
me that we
chose
need
not
strong
to vote
leaders?
for Kamala Harris because you wanted somebody that was an idiot, but said he was an idiot directly.
No. I voted for somebody who was strong, who wasn't going to get bulldozed, and who would hopefully
the one who's currently being bulldozed by Bibi Netanyahu and Vladimir Putin.
I can't
and
control
literally
it
everybody
once
else.
I vote for it.
Yeah, the guy who's literally getting bulldozed
the lesser of two evils,
by everybody.
So if Kamala Harris was elected today, the Green New Deal would be implemented.
It would not.
Do you know what that would mean for you, friend?
It would not.
Or every other person around the country?
No, it wouldn't. And even if it was, fucking, that's a whole lot fucking better. Please explain to me how fucking the Green New Deal is somehow worse than billions of dollars in American lives being cost in a war by freaking manipulation of freaking Israel. Please explain that to me.
The controlling of your movement. The Green New Deal.
The controlling of your fucking movement. You've never read the Green New Deal, then.
That if you don't listen, have you
you read it?
You know how to read between the lines, Polly?
No, I know how to read the
bill. You know
that
how they word things in such a way where they can abuse that power later?
I don't need to read between the lines when I can actually read the bill.
That's the truth of what that was.
Yeah, I don't need to read between the lines when I can just read the bill.
It was structured in a way, Polly,
You've never read it.
Be abused.
You've never read it. You've never read it.
Brother, I have read it.
You're a liar.
Fundamentally, it was to change the structure of how fossil fuels were distributed.
And what does that have to do with controlling your movement?
Because, brother, if you can't get the fuel to put in your vehicle, if everything, do you see how they change roads in your fucking city? And they don't seem to make things easier. They just seem to make it more difficult.
That's what the Green New Deal was about, sir. That was about changing which type of fuel was used.
What? So we just go for an electric source that we can't fundamentally power, or even really don't even have the necessarily elements to produce it.
We couldn't do that with
why
cars
would we push
either.
that?
Yeah, we couldn't do that
Just
with
to
cars
eliminate
either.
a little bit of a carbon footprint.
We couldn't do that with cars either, sir, until we could.
I agree. To a degree.
No, not to a degree, sir.
I can
the
agree
infrastructure
where
for cars
room for equal
did
ground.
not exist until cars were made, and when cars became readily available, then the infrastructure for cars was built around them. So if we moved
and readily
to more
available,
electric,
true. But the difference was we had the ability to farm.
If we move to more electric, then we get the cars that are electric, and then we build the infrastructure around those cars. We don't build the entire infrastructure around the industry that doesn't exist yet, and then bring in the industry. We build the industry, and then the infrastructure builds itself around the freaking industry. That's how capitalism works.
But brother, this is what I'm getting at. We're putting the fucking cart in front of the horse. We're trying to fundamentally, because of the whole fucking the whole 2030 agenda, you'll fucking own nothing and like it. The whole fucking thing of control,
You'll
brother.
own nothing and like it. You know?
Do you don't even know?
Do you know what the fastest growing economy in the world is?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Do you know who the fastest growing economy in the world is?
You'll own nothing and like
you know what the fastest growing economy in the world is?
Carl Schwab.
The fastest growing economy is a private bank.
Okay. Makes sense. Fundamentally. Most corrupt institution in the world.
You keep saying fundamentally. I don't think you know what that word means.
Yeah, because wait, hold up. No, wait. So now we're devolving again. I love how you go into name.
What is the fastest growing economy in the world?
And you're making a point with the banks. Understood. What's the point you're getting at with the fastest growing?
I didn't mention a fucking bank. What the fuck are you talking about?
Carl
I didn't mention
Schwab.
a fucking bank.
I mentioned
I
mentioned a agenda and the reason for the Green New Deal. You mentioned the bank. I did not.
A fucking bank. At no point did I even fucking mention a bank. Holy shit. What is the fastest growing economy in the world?
Private economy, and then you said it's
No,
a bank.
I didn't. I said, what's the fastest growing economy in the world? That's what I said.
And then you said a bank.
No, I did not.
Holy fuck. So you're confused. Why are we going from the agenda and the implementation of it and how it was there to tank the fossil fuel industry and make it more difficult?
How about you just be quiet? I'll just answer my own question so I can move on with my point. The fastest growing economy is China. And you know what else China is? China is the leader in electric vehicles on the fucking planet. Not only in building them for their own country, but also building it for the rest of the countries on the fucking planet.
That's a joke. China's just fucking confiscated every fucking electric scooter.
All right, I'm just going to shut you up because I said to be quiet while I'm talking. And when adults are talking, it's time for children to be quiet. Okay? Because electric cars are the future. See, that's the problem when you have such a dumb fucking agenda as make America great again. You are talking about going to the past, right? It's about going to the past. I don't want to go to the past. I want to go to the future. Things like fossil fuels are the past. Okay? Things like electric vehicles are the future. They're progressive. They progress the nation. Okay? They make the nation go forward. We want the nation to go forward, not to regress. You guys advocate for the regression of our country. All right? Let's not go for the new thing that's cheaper, that's sustainable, that's cleaner. Let's not go for any of that stuff. Let's go for the thing that's antiquated, that has a freaking, that has an end date, right? A drop dead date. Let's go for freaking industry like that instead of industry that's actually freaking helping move us forward. That's the problem with your entire policy.
Well, that doesn't matter on who you have elected. Depends on who lobbied to put them in. It's depending on the change that'll be implemented.
It matters on who you had elected.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
Because
it does.
you're not understanding.
Yes, it does.
The
Yes, I
idea,
understand
the
just fine.
principles on which
Yes,
you
I
run on,
understand just
Polly,
fine. Yes,
are
I
never the
understand just
fucking
fine.
principles
How
you
would we know
implement.
you voted in
Because
somebody
the
who doesn't
powers
have any
to be
principles?
do not let that
How
be.
would you know you didn't vote anybody in that had any principles?
Do you not watch all these politicians get in and how their slogans go, their campaigns? I
How would
promise
you know,
this,
sir?
I
Why don't you
promise
try
that.
putting
They
someone
get
in that
into
has
office
principles
and then
we can
everything
go
seems
from
to
there?
change. I wonder why.
Yeah, how
You
about
seem
you put
naive
someone
to
in
this.
with principles and then we can go there. Donald Trump literally went to
You
big
put someone
oil
in with
and told
principles,
them,
brother. They
and
don't make
literally
it past their
fucking told
first
them.
term, or they.
Yeah, Donald Trump literally freaking went to big oil and told them he would make sure he released fucking restrictions on them if they donated a whole bunch of money to his campaign, out in the open.
I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. That's you act like that's not a common known.
You
tactic
voted for him
throughout
still.
all
You
of the
did it. The thing you're complaining about, you voted for it. This was public knowledge
I'm not
before you
complaining
voted
about
for
that.
him.
That's
This was
absolutely
public
that's
knowledge before
handshaking,
you
baby.
voted
That's how
for
they
him.
do. That's how the
This
world
was
works.
public knowledge
I do
before
this,
you
you
voted
do
for
that.
him. Do not come at me with this fucking better than that. Oh, it's the lobbying.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that both sides are just as corrupt, and
No,
you're doing that.
no,
You're
they're
making it
not.
seem
No,
like
but they're
Donald Trump
not.
is the boogeyman, but he's the only boogeyman. But he's not.
No, he's just the biggest boogeyman.
At this moment, the president usually
No,
is,
of all
brother.
time.
He's the top
He
of
is
the
the
fucking
biggest
totem pole.
boogeyman of all time in the
Oh, he was?
American
So,
presidential history.
growing up, see, I'm almost 40. I was back in the age where every single rapper fucking seemed to stroke the man's dick, from fucking Lil Wayne to Birdman to Jay-Z to Biggie. So you fucking name it, bro. All of them, fucking Trump Tower, Trump this. Everyone's friends with
You
Trump.
think I give
Everybody.
a flying
Look this
fuck
shit up.
what
Nobody
Lil
did.
Wayne?
No Democrat.
Yes, because that's what I trust. I trust Lil Wayne's opinion on who the president should be. I'm just like this and right here, and literally brags about how he's literally on lean all the time. Really? The guy who literally brags about how much lean he's on, that's the guy you think I'm supposed to be like, oh, Lil Wayne says that this guy is cool? Well, then we should make him fucking president. Maybe that's where this country went wrong. Is morons like this think that we should be like, oh, Lil Wayne said this guy's cool? Man, Lil Wayne said this guy was cool 25, 30 years ago? Well, then, shit, dude, he must make a great fucking president.
Man, brother, then how come every other person throughout literally all of this man's interactions through Democratic, Republican, strangers, citizens, rappers, hoodlums, they all had a pretty good positive fucking
How about
viewpoint
the
of the man?
4,000 times he's been sued by people for freaking losing on their contracts? How about the almost 30 women who have accused him of sexual assault?
How about literally being the only, how about being a man who has literally put more women in positions of power than
Did that guy have a good experience? Did they have a great experience with him, sir? Were those people freaking just loving how much he fucking treated them, as he freaking says he grabs women by the hoo-haws? That guy? Yeah, just everybody. How about all those girls that were at Miss Teen USA pageants that said that he used to walk in to their fucking dressing rooms to see them naked, right? And they were told, oh, it makes them happy when you freaking go and rub up on them. You mean those people? Those people that had such a great experience with him?
Were those allegations that we're speaking about now? 'Cause
Literally,
I know if I actually
literally no one in New York liked Donald Trump. That's literally why he moved to Florida. Because everybody in fucking New York hated his motherfucking guts. Okay, because he was a piece of shit. He was a con artist. He's a slumlord just like his fucking father. That's all he fucking is. He isn't fucking shit. Okay? New Yorkers fucking can't stand that motherfucker. Y'all fucking get so caught up in reality TV stars that you think that they're actually good fucking people.
doesn't mean that I'm not going to support him, and hopefully that the fundamental change that I would hope is going to be implemented still is implemented. It's just because you're making it seem like you just give up. I mean, I would hope that.
No, you don't give
I
up. You fight
I don't
against
like.
pieces
I
of shit
can't.
like
I
that.
won't. I
You can
shouldn't.
either simp and start fucking. You can either simp and get on your knees for somebody like that, which is what you're doing, or you can fight against horrible people like that. That's what I'm doing. See the difference?
Okay, so if fundamentally, do you vote at all?
Make sure you get the lotion out, sir. Don't want those.
Do you
knees,
vote
don't
at
want
all,
those
Polly?
knees to get ashy.
I'm
right?
not talking about stroking his ego or yours. Do you vote at all?
We're not,
Do you
I'm not
think
talking
that
about
there's
egos,
ever going to
sir.
come a possibility or a time that you can ever vote for somebody that's going to maybe go against everything that he fucking campaigned on? Are you going to come at them the same way?
Am I going to come at people that go against what Donald Trump is about? Absolutely.
No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm saying if you vote for somebody in the future and they campaign on one thing and completely contradict themselves in the next, are you going to come at them the same way?
Yeah.
If they're a Democrat.
I've already done that. What are you talking about?
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've already voted. I
just hope you continue.
I voted for Biden and I vocally came out against his freaking support of freaking Israel. I did that
I've seen quite a
on my
few.
fucking platform. It's actually documented and you can find it anywhere. I vocally came out against it because it was something that was wrong. I don't give a fuck if somebody's a Democrat or Republican. When they're bad and they're doing bad things, I fucking call it out. Okay?
Amen.
You're
Well,
the one
that's why I respect
you're the,
you, and that's why I'm
you're
going to
the
continue
one
to
who
watch
simps,
you.
not me. Okay?
No, I didn't say that. That's why I respect you. I'm going to continue to watch you. But I'm going to let you go ahead and start roasting some other people that deserve it. You have a good night.
You too. Yeah. What do you, again, y'all are the only people that have this like cult-like attachment to Donald Trump. Okay? You guys have that cult-like attachment. I don't have that shit to anybody. Anybody that exists, I don't have it. All right? Yo, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to keep this thing going. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And I hope you guys are, yeah. If you guys like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. We're still working on the money guns. We're still almost a third of the way there. We were almost a third of the way there last caller. And now we're still almost a third of the way there. So if you like support, I really appreciate you guys. Frost King, thank you so much for the $5. Said most of the fraud, the Heritage Foundation, was from the Republican voters, by the way. It was a lot of Republicans. It was a lot of Republicans. Thank you so much, Frost King. And thank you so much, Tara. I saw that. Thank you so much. Mannix, thank you so much for the $5. As I said, with all these companies getting refunds for tariffs, where is our refund for paying higher prices? Yeah, that is kind of strange. That we have like that the companies get to sue, but we don't. When do we get to sue the Trump administration? Can we do like a class action for like all Americans? We need a good lawyer. And Heathen, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Said RFK, who's also, excuse me, an effing Kennedy. Yeah, I like. Oh, he's a Democrat. RFK. His family's Democrats. I can't say I can confirm that he's one. All right. I can't say I can confirm that he's one. He's just kind of a piece of shit. And his whole family doesn't like him. So I don't really know if you consider him a Democrat. Did you guys hear he started a podcast? Yeah, RFK has a podcast now. That's a choice. Okay? That's a choice. A voice only a mother could love. Doing a medium that is mostly audio. Hey, teach their own, I guess. Thank you so much, Heathen. And the King said, what happened to the train guy? I need some facts. Yeah, I was just trying to keep the live boosted. Since I started a new time and numbers are really, really low. So I don't know if Dave is still here or not. Yeah, I don't know if Dave is still here, but will it have subtitles? Will you watch it if it does? I think that's the big question. Will you watch if it does? Johnny, thank you so much for the money gun. And Mimi, thank you so much for the roses. I need answers to that question. Because I'm not going to watch it even with subtitles. Yes, he's also shirtless in jeans drinking milk the whole time. Yep. He's shirtless in jeans, drinking milk while doing push-ups. Unpasteurized milk. He's actually drinking it straight from the cow. Yeah, he's actually drinking it straight from the cow. Yeah, get that picture out of your mind. I dare you. Get that picture out of your mind. Who dat? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said thank you for being on so long. Really, I haven't even been on 3 hours yet, to be completely honest with you. Usually I run 3 hours. I haven't even been on 3 hours yet. I'm still cruising. Yeah, I'm still cruising. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Usually the problem is that I'm usually starting, well, about 45 minutes ago. Yeah, that's the problem. Is usually I'm starting about 7, and I started at like 5 today. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's a mix of it being 4:20 and also the new time. Yeah, it happens. I expected to see a little bit of a dip just because it's not my normal time. The people that are used to watching me aren't used to seeing me at this time. So we'll give it a little bit of time to help it figure out. I'm gonna give this a couple weeks and hopefully it works out. If not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to quit. I might have to quit. We'll see. So I can't pronounce that. What happened to 5K to all Americans? Oh yeah, we keep getting promised checks. I don't know. We keep getting promised checks. I don't know. Thank you so much. And Corey said, get this out of your mind. What if he was in a shirt, but Gino is doing so? And you know he doesn't wear underwear. And you know he doesn't wear underwear. You're getting straight visuals. Yeah, keep that one. No, I can debate all sorts of stuff. I plan on kind of switching up my debates this summer anyway. I actually did plan on that, but it's not even my numbers on TikTok that are really phasing me, because my numbers on TikTok they just kind of ebb and flow. I don't really worry about it too much. It's my numbers on YouTube that have me a little bit worried, but that's okay. We're gonna give it a couple weeks and just see how it plays out. I'm not too worried about it, you know. We'll see. As long as we got certain people that as long as we got enough people that just show up and hang out, I'm not tripping. Yeah, as long as we got certain people that are still hanging out and chilling, I'm not tripping. As long as y'all can keep me going. Tati, thank you so much for the money, guys. As long as y'all can keep me going, I can keep going. We go through these stretches like this, right? We go through stretches where they're just down, where we switch times, where we have to do things. I'm just tired of being on so late. Really. I'm tired of being on so late. Honestly, if anything, I'm just going to push earlier. Yeah, if anything, I'm just going to push earlier. And we'll see. But yeah, something's definitely up. I think it's because I'm coming off a fucking ban. Honestly, I think it's what it is. I think it's because I'm coming off a ban where everything was like off. Because even the video I posted today is just doing horribly bad. Usually a video like that would have like 10,000 views by now. So the later, the better. I don't want to be on later. Not before 4 p.m. Central. That's when I was gonna. I was gonna be 4 p.m. Central on Wednesday anyway. Because I was gonna try to go to tennis, but then tennis got canceled. I might do it early on Thursday. I was definitely gonna do 4 p.m. Central on Friday. Because that's what I want to do. I want to go to Monday through Friday and not do anything. And not go on the weekends. That's my goal. Yeah, that's my goal. Oh no, Jesus Christ! Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, my goal is to do is to just go on Monday through Friday. Zoom off. Yeah, guys, I have to have some type of a life at some point too. I know you guys enjoy it, but I have to have some type of life before you guys too, without you guys. I have to have some type of life without you guys too. All right. I can't just be online all the time. Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that most of my crowd is just still at work when I go on at 5. Honestly, if I go later, I'm just going to move on to 6. It's just going to be at the exact same time as Ari. And we're just going to have to be on at the same time. That's what I was trying to avoid. So that's what I was trying to avoid, is just Ari and I being on at the exact same time. But if this doesn't work out, that's probably where I'll end up going. I'll probably end up just starting at 6. But audience cannibalism. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what's going on. Like literally what happened was, and nothing, no offense to anything Ari's doing or anything like that. You guys were always getting on watching Ari, and then it was taking a bunch of people forever to get over to my live. So then it would absolutely kill my start, which means I wouldn't get any push. And so I had to move to a different time because it just wasn't working. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll move. We'll keep moving times. I'll figure it out. We'll get to a decent time. I know that if one thing I know from years of doing this, your time has a lot of effect on it. The people that show up to your live early have a huge effect on it. You know. So these things just have a big effect on how your live gets pushed and whether you get people that come in or not. So what are you gonna do? I live in Oregon and get off at 4. Yeah. I liked watching Ari than you. Oh yeah, I know a lot of people do. A lot of people like watching Ari and then me. The problem is that my live would start, she'd be in a good conversation, and then nobody would come over to my live until she was done with that conversation. And then by that point, it was too late. By that point, the algorithm already thinks that nobody's coming, because the algorithm, especially on YouTube, pushes really hard in like the first 15 minutes. And if you don't get good push in the first 15 minutes, then it assumes that your live sucks and that nobody wants to come watch you. It's crazy how those things work, huh? It is. It's funny how those things work. I found you from Texas Paul. He said you're amazing to listen to, and he was absolutely right. I'm gonna make somebody feel really bad. I'm not a Texas Paul is cool. I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. I don't know who that is. If he's cool, I'll check him out. I check out creators all the time. I have no idea. And I'm not trying to do that to be rude. Like I really don't. I just don't know. Guys, I didn't know who Johnny Palmadessa was like forever. And someone was like, yeah, you're like Johnny. And then like someone shared me Johnny and I'm like, who? And then like I see Johnny's up. I'm like, oh, you're just existing in the same world as me. And like, so I said, your stream seems less forced than her stream. Are you saying I'm too nice? Is that what you're saying? Should I be meaner? I guess I can be meaner to people if that's what you want. I don't know if that's what you're trying to say. No, I know who Johnny is now. It was like a year ago. And somebody was like, yeah, you're like Johnny. And I was like, who? And then like I ended up meeting Johnny. Me and Johnny are like way cool now. Yeah, I'll check him out. Somebody send me next time he's on live. Somebody share it to me. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. No, it's all good. I like the way I do stuff. I like the way I do stuff. I'm always going to be me. If I fail as me, that's totally okay. If I fail as me, then I am always okay with that. I would rather fail as me than try to be somebody else. Johnny's all over the place. Johnny's all over the place. It's all good. That's why I'm not worried about it. It's not a matter of like failing. I'm just saying like these lives just kind of go through like little, and I'm in like a big dip right now. I'm in like a really big, funny enough, not on TikTok. TikTok has been okay. TikTok is just now starting to dip. My YouTube is dipping really bad. I don't know why. Yeah. I mean, TikTok is doing okay, but I don't know what's going to go on with TikTok. With these sales and all this sort of shit, I have no idea what's going to go on. Yeah, I have no idea what's going to go on with TikTok, so I just really need my YouTube to keep going, and it's just being frustrating. It's okay. It's just being frustrating. You have to promote yourself a bit. And how do I need to start a commercial? I need a commercial. I've been posting 5 shorts a week. See, that's the problem, is I'm posting 5 shorts a week and none of you guys are watching them. I post clips from my live. Those do worse than all the rest of them. I post clips from my live. Literally, I have 75,000 followers. I might get 2,000 views if I post a clip of my live. No joke. If I post like a reaction video or something like that, I might get like 10,000. Yeah. I post shorts all the time. I just had my first video reach 100,000 views. I literally just had my first video reach 100,000 views. Like literally like last week. No, Big T, on TikTok. I posted a short today. I posted one Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week, and then I posted another one today. On TikTok. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you guys are like, oh, post more shorts. I have all the shorts out of there. None of you guys see them. I got one video, my first video that ever hit 100,000 views, right? And it just hit 200,000, right? It was my first video in doing this for like 2.5 years that ever hit 100,000 views, right? And so I was like, oh, I'll post more videos. Then people are actually watching them. Nope, just nothing, dude. Nothing, just dead. No, I'm not talking about, I don't care about YouTube shorts. Really, I post YouTube shorts just simply to try to bring people to my live. That's it. And to bring people to my my other videos. I don't care about YouTube short. YouTube shorts is just to bring people to my longer videos. That's all that's for. But TikTok shorts, when people actually respond to my TikTok shorts and come into my TikTok shorts, that actually boosts my live. Ooh, excuse me. But like today, I posted a video at like 2:30. Yeah, it was like 2:30. I posted it, and it had like 800 views. And now it only has like, I think it has 1,200 now. You've done your job, whether no one to debate the truth. Oh no, lots of other people that do what I do are being very successful right now. Yeah. It's just, I'm just hoping it's a slow time. It happens. It happens. It's just hard to kind of push through it, you know? That's all it is. It happens. It's just hard to push through it. Like I try really hard to just like keep pushing, to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm kind of moving to an earlier time too. Cause it's like, man, like, you know, like I miss out on like a lot of stuff to like be here. You know what I'm saying? To like keep doing this stuff. And I work really hard at all of it, you know? So it is kind of frustrating when you work like really, really hard and you just like keep pushing. And then just like, you're not seeing the results. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've seen the results in the past. Like I've seen the results, right? Like I've seen it. And it's just tiring sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm not going to quit. I'm just, you know, it's just tiring. And, you know, I'm launching a whole bunch of new things. I'm hiring editors. Like my editors are like doing my, a lot of my short videos for my debates and stuff. Right. And so like, I'm paying a lot of people. I'm paying people to do that, to like edit down my videos. I'm paying down people to do my podcast and like all that sort of shit. And it just really sucks when you start seeing like, you know, when you're getting a dry number right at the time, you know, like you're launching your podcast. Cause I'm like, man, like if this podcast doesn't launch, I can't continue to do it for a super long time. You know, like I can do it for a little bit, you know, but I can only do it financially for so long, you know? So we'll see. Okay, serious question. Would you rather all of us on YouTube or all of us on TikTok? Oh, YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube. For sure, YouTube. I have been considering I have the reason why, and I'm just to throw this out there, is because when you guys are watching, especially if you guys are watching on my landscape live in YouTube, like I'm getting paid just for streaming. Right? On TikTok, I only get paid if you guys gift me, right? If you guys are just watching on YouTube, I'm getting paid from it. So like the view, especially if you're in the landscape live, if you're in the vertical live, it's fine. Like it is still something, you know what I'm saying? But on the landscape live, on the long one, oh my goodness. Like, yeah, it makes a whole bunch more money. A whole bunch. It's just because I get ad revenue and YouTube premium revenue. So, yeah. So, yeah. You guys don't have to. If you guys enjoy TikTok, then stay on TikTok. It's not a big deal. But I just, especially like if you guys watch the vertical live, like if people are just like, you have no idea how much like it means there. So like on my landscape live on YouTube, right? On my landscape live, when we start the live, right? And it's not even something you guys have to pay for, right? It's just YouTube paying me. But on the landscape live, I'll usually have about 15 people waiting on the live to start. On the portrait live, I usually have about 4, right? Waiting for the live to start. And I announce my lives on YouTube. I schedule my lives like way early in the day so you know exactly when they're going to be. I'm always about 3 minutes late to 5 minutes late. It happens. I just always am, right? Having 30 people just like waiting in your live for it to start, like just being there, is just like an auto boost to the algorithm, right? So, and I'll give you guys an example, right? On my YouTube today, I have just under 14,000 views, right? 13,807, right? Today, starting the live, Ryan, watch it. You're not wrong, but still, leave me alone. Like waiting on the live today, right? In my portrait live, right? I had 4 people, right? 4 people, right? Compare that to last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, I had 20 something people waiting on my live to start, right? Hey, I'm on CPT, Ryan. Leave me alone. So literally, I had 20 something people waiting in my portrait live. I had 50,000 views, 54,000 views on last Tuesday. Right? And that's just the difference between like 4 people waiting and 24 people waiting. Like that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? So, could you collaborate with someone to help boost? I can. Yeah, I'm supposed to be, before I change my time, I'm supposed to be doing my Thursday live with Matt. But I don't know if he'll be able to make it because it's because I'm moving my time earlier. But I'm moving my time earlier a lot for me too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Matt and I have been planning this for a while. So we got to hang out in New York and we've been planning to do something like a joint live. So yeah, me and Matt would be a great thing or whatever. But like it's like my numbers on TikTok aren't bothering me. Like I don't need thousands of people on TikTok to have a good live. It really doesn't bother me. Why do you have 2 YouTube lives? Because usually a bunch of my friendlies, like my people that like are here every day, they all hang out on my landscape live. And that one is much better for ad revenue. Where the portrait live gets pushed out to a higher audience. And so more people come in. And I get more subscribers. That's why. So I have 2. Yeah. Collab with Patriots only. I don't know who that is, but since Matthew is suggesting it, I'm not going to do that. Start talking about Mr. Piker Hassan. How to get to each of the portrait and landscape? If you just go on my YouTube page, you can see both. Yeah, you'll be able to see. The yellow icon is portrait, and the blue icon is landscape. I stopped labeling them because I got recommended not to. Would I ever collab with Parker or Dean? Yeah, sure. Why not? They don't. I don't have any problems with either of them. There's a few people I have problems with, but that's about it. Landscape, I'll tell you this. The landscape live on my YouTube, if you don't want to see like a whole bunch of trolls and like crazy Trump supporters, go to my landscape. Like people there are chill. Everybody there for the most part is chill. Like you see all those like gifted memberships and all stuff, they're all for my landscape. Those are my y'all are my people. Okay? Y'all are my people. I love you guys over on the portrait, but my landscape live, y'all are cool, and the chat's nice and calm. Everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube, it's Polypolitics 1.0. I'm probably gonna change that soon, but yeah. Did I eat any halal food while I was up there? In New York? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, again, y'all, I don't want you guys to take you guys off the platform you guys are used to watching, okay? If you guys are used to watching on a certain thing, then do your thing. Okay? If you guys are if you guys are used to being over like over in a thing, I'm not trying to move you guys. I'm not trying to stop you guys. I'm really not. Like I'm not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you guys to have to like bump out of your routine. I just don't know where TikTok is going. You know what I'm saying? I just truly don't. Yeah, if you like the chaos, like TikTok, go to the portrait live. That's for sure. It's it's wild over there. It's the wild, wild west. My mods over in the portrait live are like, they're the biggest freaking champs. They're the boxing champs. I got Corey, Me Too, and Tatted over there, and they are doing work. They are doing work. Can you also go live on TikTok, on Facebook and Instagram? I can. But they don't monetize like at all, right? They don't. They're real scabs. But I have considered starting my Substack. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I have considered actually starting running my Substack. I'm trying not to overtask myself. I got the podcast coming out. I need to get that up and running before I start. Yeah. Actually, Kramer, are you in my Discord? I need more. I'm actually looking to add a couple mods. So just because of the new start time and all sorts of stuff, especially for people who are going to be there early. So I started on Twitch. I did start on Twitch for a bit. God, that was awful. Holy shit, dude. I got on Twitch and like, dude, that was so bad. I don't know how like Ari does. I don't know how Ari does, like, truthfully. It's just so bad, dude. Every night, like, I would get on, and like, even on like bad nights on like TikTok, I have like 500-600 people in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, while I'm debating. Like on YouTube, if I have like a bad night on YouTube, I have like 300-400 people in my portrait, 200-300 people in my landscape, right? I'd get on Twitch and have, on a good night, like a really good night, it'd be like 40 people. Like on a good night, dude. Like on like the best night, it'd be like 40 people. And I'm like, dude, I just can't do it. Like, I tried so hard. I did it every night. I was like, maybe it'll start to grow. Dude, I couldn't. If we hang in a YouTube before you start, which one helps me more? Definitely the portrait. Definitely. So the portrait live is where I get my callers from. Cause that's what I need to like, that's what I need to have push. So a few months ago, I would get 100,000 views on that live in a live, right? And now, like, generally in my 3-hour lives, I'm getting about like 20,000, like 15 to 20. It's like that. I had a 50,000 view live, like I said, last Tuesday. And like, I'll have a sporadic like 30, 35,000. But yeah, it's gone. Bye, Ben. Thank you so much for being here. But definitely the portrait. Like, if you're waiting in the portrait, it's been like the first like 20-30 minutes in the portrait, like, it'll start. Sorry, by portrait big, I mean the one that looks like TikTok. So there's one that looks like TikTok, and then the one you like traditionally see as YouTube, right? So by portrait, I mean the one that looks like TikTok. Yeah, I know. Hassan gets Hassan gets all the people. Oh, Vicky, I would talk about it. It's just really, really, really hard to concentrate on 40 people when there's 2,000 people watching me. It's just hard. Vertical's another way of saying portrait. Thank you. Yeah, me too. Right there. Said you found, like, me too found me by scrolling through portrait, through vertical lives, you know? No, it's just on one account. It's just on one account. Yeah. Usually people use the portrait live because they'll turn me on like their TV or something. It's usually what happens. Yeah, they'll turn me on their TV or something. Or their iPads or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, Hassan's just hanging out. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to stop debating MAGA and just start hanging out. It's what I really want to do. Is that not what I said, Ryan? I thought I meant that. Sorry, I meant to say landscape is for the TV. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, vertical is better for just your pocket. Exactly. Some of us can watch shorts and other videos enough to skew the numbers. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Like, that's what I ended up doing. Like, it just has to be over a consistent time frame. Like, so that's why I shut down the landscape video for, like, remember that week? Like, I shut it down. I shut down that week long of like portrait to try to drive everybody to the short live to try to boost it. I just don't know if a week was enough, you know? Yeah, Big Rig, I totally understand. Like, that is super annoying. I wish YouTube would allow for that. I don't even know what they call it. Like, where you can like just leave the audio running. Cause I do that on TikTok all the time. I totally understand. Yeah, I get it. No, I'll probably end up on a background player. There you go. I'm looking to probably, well, with any luck, I'm hoping to end up on like Jubilee the beginning of next year if I can figure out how to make it happen. I want to towards the end of the year, like right after midterms, try to end up on Jubilee in some way, shape, or form. My podcast, like I said, is starting May 1st. You can background play with YouTube Premium. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know that. I have YouTube Premium and I didn't even know that. So that's pretty good. You just joined my live on YouTube? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to get more to a point where, and maybe I will. I've done lives where I just sit around and just bullshit and talk politics. I don't know. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to come on here and just like not even debate and just come out here and bullshit and talk about politics. I would so much rather do that. Am I going to debate on my podcast? No, I'm not. At all. Not even a little bit. Nope. I am going to talk politics and I am going to do interviews and I am going to give a lot of opinions. Yeah, Trash Panda. I'd like to do some more of that stuff too. Dude, I resisted YouTube Premium for so long and I ended up getting it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not stopping this, Ash. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue doing both. You will do great at interviewing. So I'm not gonna lie, there's not that many people in here. We're on like a low amount of people here, so I can be honest. So I've done 2 interviews. I was supposed to have one today. I had to reschedule it to next week. We have another one hopefully on Thursday that actually Ari is gonna do for the podcast, which is really awesome. Then I already have another. I think we both also have an interview tomorrow, so we're just like kind of stacking interviews right now. And the first one I nailed, man. I nailed that first interview. It was so good, right? The second one, I actually got nervous. Like, I actually got nervous. Like, not even a joke. Why is Ari requesting up on my live? I thought she was live. Yeah, I actually got nervous. So I had this, like, a little behind the scenes, right? A little behind the scenes. And oh goodness, now there's people coming over here. I was just trying to say this to people to nobody. So anyways, so I couldn't nail the first line. Like, so the first line is usually like I start off, just, whatever. And I couldn't hit it. I couldn't hit it at all. Yeah, it was like really bad. So I tried to say it. I failed. I tried to say it again. I failed again, which is like not normal. Like, I'm usually like really good naming lines. And so finally, like the dude I was interviewing was like, "You got this, man." And like I'm getting encouragement from the person I'm interviewing. And I felt so fucking embarrassed. But anyways, after that I nailed it. And then we went on with the interview, and the interview went really well. So it was so embarrassing. Yep, so embarrassing. Hey, what are you gonna do? It was fun. But yeah, we got a couple more interviews. Like I said, I have one, I think, on Tuesday. Ari hopefully has one on Thursday. Then I have a, let's see, shoot. And those are just the politicians. So it'll be four people running for seats. One of them, I think, is a shoe-in. The other three are going to be uphill battles. And then we got a Bible scholar coming on next week, which should be really fun with all the Jesus stuff going on lately. And then we have an attorney coming up too. So yeah. So should be good. Should be fun. Anyways, I'm just gonna get off live now that a bunch of people are like showing up. I didn't want to talk to all y'all. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.